Previously on the Nightmare Detectives, you were faced with a scourge unlike anything you had ever seen. Coming to a new floor invites mystique, curiosity, and trepidation. And on this occasion, it also brought a degree of risk. Because the first thing you saw when you stepped out of those rickety doors, after being interrogated by Mueller, who was acting on behalf of the concierge, feeding information that you could have said no to, you saw a friend in need. You fought her, you just about beat her, and before you could even catch your breath, you realized where you were. And under a blood-red moon, with the clocks chiming out, and the wall in front of you fading away, an illusory wall, you discovered you were in the town of Yharnam, on the night of the hallowed hunt, when all manner of creatures are taken from the streets and burned in the center, or given to the sacred church. And on this long cobbled street, roughly 200 feet away, you saw a legion of hunters, pitchforks, torches, guns, and weaponry in hand, led at the front by a leader who said 4 words as his eyes met yours. The hunt is on. This is the Nightmare Detectives. And we are starting on a somber tone this evening, because the situation is extremely dire. You guys have all been in danger before. You have faced quite a few threats by this stage, but they've been singular in nature. Perhaps there's been 1 or 2 threats one side to the other, but you have never, ever seen something like what is descending upon you. And I am going to give you all just a few minutes to confer and decide what you want to do. I will say, I'm sure all of you have your own desires as to where you want to go. No one can make a singular decision in this moment. You have to confer, and if you can't come to a consensus, you can let me know, and I will let the chips fall wherever they are. Straight off the bat, though, there is a thing you should know. You threw Wendy into the confines of the Hotel Inertia's elevator. She is now becoming more human. She is badly damaged, and she is leaning against the back wall next to Margot, whose hand is absolutely destroyed and is not able to compete. She is passed out from shock. Margot will not be in play during this session, so you are 2 people down. Technically 1 hunter down. There is a background clock, and I'm going to give you... I'm not going to specifically say 10 minutes. I'm going to give you some time to discuss amongst yourselves. You can ask me for anything. I will interject as little things begin to move in motion, and I will give you a warning when your time is nearly up if you haven't come to a consensus. So, you guys have just seen that sea of hunters start to walk towards you as the clock chimes out, and the scene is as I described it. Go ahead.
Can I do... I read about this sort of thing?
You can, but what are you reading for? There's no monster right now.
I'm just wondering if the... Oh, okay. If that mob was relevant to the book or not.
You can, do you know what, bud? Like, you can do it for the location. You're more than welcome to have a go. Yeah.
Okay, let's just be real here for a second, guys. Like, let's be for real.
Woo!
Let's roll.
Okay, I'll resolve that in a minute while you guys talk.
I'd rather deal with the badly hurt potential Wendigo than a fucking sea of hunters coming at us. I think we should just get back in the elevator and dip.
We can't leave the floor though until we've completed our mission receiving
Yeah.
the of Jericho.
We have to go back to the... We have to go into the center of town, I think.
We have to go fight the final the boss, the floor boss here, essentially, before we can leave.
TJ, we have a general idea of where it's a cathedral, right, that we're trying to get to?
You are going to Our Lady Yharnam's Cathedral. It's actually known as
Yes.
the Grand Cathedral, an upper cathedral ward. You are currently
Okay.
so I'm gonna give you this. This is part of Joel's Flebs' role. You are
Okay.
in central Yharnam. This is the main sort of district. It's a Victorian town. There is some aspect of industrial revolution here. You would put it at early 20th century, late 19th century. You look at the area, it's very clear it's well populated, and you can see the Cathedral ward, as it's known, from what Flebs is looking through. There is a map. I will say on a 13, it's enough that you could probably follow it, Flebs, but you would need to refer to it every now and then. You're not going to have an eidetic knowledge of where everything is, but you've got a map that shows you where the Grand Cathedral is, but you'll have to take an action every now and then to open it, and during, if you're being chased, I'm not going to let you just open the book while you're being chased. I might on certain bits, but act under pressure, but if you fuck that up, they're going to get you, and so you're going to have to be very mindful of when you open it. But this municipality, it's bustling. There's about 50,000 people living in Yharnam overall. Central Yharnam probably has about 9,000 people in it, many of which are currently holed up in their houses, because women and children and the infirm don't go out on nights of the hunt.
Right.
And you don't know what the Blood Red Moon is, but you would surmise from looking through the compendium, Flebs, that it is a sickness. Especially when you make the connection between that and the fog, that madness kind of becomes a bit of an inducer. You also get the impression that some of the iconography around Yharnam isn't natural, where you would normally see, especially in what looks like a British, or at least a British-American municipality, you would expect to see angels or Greek buildings. You're seeing these fucking horrible monstrosities, eldritch beings holding up staffs and scepters. It doesn't look right, and you don't stare at it for very long. But you get the impression that something else is going on here. So that is what I would say you know. Is there anything that you want to ask me? Because on a 13, you do have that option.
Okay. Would that be from read a bad situation or?
So you roll to. Do you roll act under pressure with? I know I've read about this sort of thing.
Yeah, act under pressure.
Oh, then no, you don't ask me any questions. Sorry, that's my bad.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
that's what you get for Yharnam, and I'm, for the sake of expediency, you share this with the group while you're discussing. So, I just want to interject. So, you're both right, by the way, Dahlia and Jimmy. It is an option to get back in the elevator. However, you absolutely cannot come back here if you go. Now, how the story I've told you this before, guys, and I know, Dahlia, you're pretty new to the game, but if you all decide to fuck off, you're going to have to roll for it, but I will adjust the story, but there are consequences. The entire point of getting Jericho's evidence, it means it's not going to be easy. That's sort of the idea. I'm not going to tell you straight up, oh, you'll fail if you don't do this. That's not how this game works. But, yeah, there'll be consequences. Now, I am going to say, playing devil's advocate, splitting up is an option. And it might be necessary since Margot and Wendy are out of action. I'm going to throw that out there for you to discuss.
Teach, I have a DM question real fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Lucy. Do we know how big the legion of hunters that's outside with their pitchforks and
how big?
whatnot?
Easily over 100. You actually can't see the end of them. This is the night of the hunt, and I would assume Flebs, when he tells you the population, Flebs is pretty clever. And through this book and the understanding of the population, you would probably guess that there are at least 2,000 hunters out tonight. Now, individually, yeah, you could crush them. But yeah,
Could I use the site to potentially get an actual number of exactly how many there are?
Oh hell yeah, of course you can. So right now, I like this because there's a little bit of a debate between like Jimmy, Callista, and Jericho's kind of observing, and then you've got Flebs and Dahlia just doing their own thing. I really like this. But yeah, go ahead, Dahlia.
Oh, you're fine. I just had one more question for
Please,
TJ.
that's what I'm here for.
So, the crowd that's coming toward us, are they in the direct, like, are they in the, oh shit.
You only have one way forward.
Okay, because I was gonna ask if they're in the way of the path we need to get to go to the cathedral.
So you can roll for that. I will tell you without rolling, just based on what you would all naturally see, because I'm not going to be stupid. You see a huge cobblestone street with multiple houses and alleyways, and they are at the only other direct forward exit over the bridge, the Grand Bridge, it's called. Dahlia.
So like obvious points of entry. They're blocking it.
Yes.
Okay.
Dahlia. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dahlia. You fucked up your ankle during the last skirmish, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, you try and utilize your sight, and as you put a step forward, because I feel like you kind of plant yourself a little bit to kind of make sure you got good footing. As you put pressure, you feel that ankle fall out from under you. And you land on it. You're not going to take any harm, because you already got harm, but it fucking hurts. And it's that kind of pain, like when you stub your toe, but times 11, where it just blinds your mind. Like, you're just like, it's like white noise. I'm going to let you try again after everyone's taken an action. If you want to try again, you got to take another action first, but I will let you reattempt once you tried something else, okay? And make sure you mark experience, bud.
Can I roll to read a bad situation?
Also, sorry, Kalista, are you rolling to look for exits and stuff?
Sure. What do I roll for that?
You would either roll a sharp roll or an act... Nah, there's no... Actually, shit, yeah. Let's roll act under pressure. Okay. Jericho, 12. Are you doing flexible alternative for that, bud?
I was going to ask. On plus 10, do I get to ask 2 questions or just?
Are you going from the base list of questions, or are you doing a flexible?
Yes.
Okay, then yes. Do whatever the game says on a 10+.
It's just the whole 3. Does that mean
If you get 3, you could ask me 3. You could ask me 1 and hold them for a little bit. The other 2, you can whichever. But if you're gonna do from the established list, then it's got to be those 3. You can't ask me anything off that list. Like flexible time. Okay, go ahead.
So, looking at the crowd, Jericho wants to know what is my best way out, as in avoiding the hunters, and then thinking about where we're supposed to be, like getting to the Grand Cathedral. What is my best way in?
Okay, so first up, I'm gonna say, as y'all are doing all your sort of looking around and figuring things out, the group has taken 25 feet forward. They have only seen right now. They have only seen Jimmy. Jimmy is their entire focus, and I would imagine in the next 30 seconds they'll see Callista, and then that will be their focus. But just to kind of let you know with this clock, what's your best way in, as in getting to the cathedral, correct? Or did you say out was first?
Out.
Okay. I'm going to give you 2 answers. Your best way out, logically, is to get in the fucking elevator and go. The other way, if you stay... there is a single house, diagonally right, 3 houses down, so 15 feet, and there is a light on, by the window. It is a much taller house than the others, and there's a railing. I know y'all, none of y'all live in the UK, but in Victorian houses here, we still have it. In fact, my house has it, where there's a railing, very London style, in front of the glass pane windows, and it stops people being able to get up there. And the window is actually chained up, but there is a light on. It is the only ground floor window with a light on. All the other houses, if they have lights on, they are like upper, like 2nd, 3rd, 4th floors. That is probably instinctually where you'd want to go. Your only other alternative, and this is a risk, is to go into the sewers. But you know nothing about the sewers. They're not on Flebs' map. So you have two options I'm going to give you there. Now, getting into the Cathedral. Let's save that, because I don't think you'd be thinking about that right now. I think you discuss that with Flebs and the gang when you're safe. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So save that one for me, Trevin. Make sure you mark that. So, like, even though you've got another question to ask, keep that question handy. And when you're all safe, whenever that comes, I will give you that answer. Is that okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you want to save your third question, or do you want to use it?
I'll save
Find
the
out
third
what's in the
question as well.
sewers.
Say again?
I'll save my
Find
third
out what's
question
in the
as well.
sewers.
Do you want to do what Dahlia said, or do you want to hold on to it for a minute?
I'm gonna hold on.
Okay,
to
no problem.
request.
Okay.
Did you say? I'm sorry, I might have missed it, but did you say what side of the street that this
Diagonal and right.
diagonal right? Okay.
Yeah, 15 feet ahead of you. Before we come back to Dahlia, to make sure Dahlia takes another action, Jimmy, it's on you, and then y'all have a little bit longer to discuss, but time is running out.
Yeah. Is there a leading or before or after the house, and before you get to the crowd? Is there an alleyway or something going the opposite direction?
Yes.
Okay.
Dahlia. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Jimmy.
No, that's all I have.
Okay. Dahlia, you won't be able to use your sight just yet, but if you want to take another action before y'all do your final discussions, and then you're going to need to figure out what you're doing.
Can I say one more thing real quick before she goes?
Yep.
I'm sorry.
I gotta think about what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay. You can also discuss. Discussing is an option.
We're also gonna have to have Jericho change our protection because he put the bubble up when we fought Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now I believe, and this is what I think he should give individual protection so we can move around freely and not have to worry about trying to stay in a bubble.
I'm going to do y'all a solid. I'm going to do y'all a massive solid and say you don't need to worry about that. When this wall faded away, you saw red lanterns at the bottom of every house, and they're incense, which is keeping the fog away. For as long as you are near the streets, you will be fine. I'm going to say that because mechanically, it will be a fucking nightmare for Jericho to cast another round of big magic with the time you've got. And I just don't want to, I don't think it's fair to put that on you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that'll, like, that affects, like, going down, like, the side alleys and stuff.
Alleyways, you'll be fine. You'll be fine with alleyways, yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure because I have an idea for him, but I don't think
Yeah.
anyone's gonna like it.
I would, again, I would encourage y'all.
But you're gonna say it's too OP.
It might be, but if you give me the idea, I might be able to work with you on it. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Alright, so it says that you can manipulate someone without speaking.
Yeah.
What if I was able to manipulate, like, the leader and tell them to, like, turn around just for a minute, like, for now?
That's not OP. If I tell you what, if you get the top roll, I'll let it happen, but it will only be for 30 seconds. Because I'm not throwing away a giant threat, but I will say if you can do it, if you get it, you've got to get a complete success. If you don't get it, if
so
you don't get
guys,
it,
if this works, would you guys be down with
Hell
running
yeah.
to that house and booking
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
hell yeah, hell yeah. Look, you got an ability. I'm never gonna say you can't use it. If you said to me, I want to control all of them,
I'm asking them if,
yeah.
if this land, they'd be willing to run up there.
I will tell you what happens if you get the complete success. But know that if it doesn't work, there's a consequence, okay?
So
Consequence.
yeah,
Oh, shit.
before you,
There's always a
before you
consequence, hon.
before you roll,
Hmm.
let's wait a second here.
Discuss.
It's a great
I would
idea.
discuss as a group.
Yeah. This is it. But I think it's a great idea. I really do. But if this doesn't work, I know it's gonna be a consequence.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now, where we are in the game, they only see Jimmy, and I'm fine with that.
Well, that's going to change with every 15 seconds.
I know.
In 15, as you move forward, Jimmy, bear in mind, as you move to that house, they will see all of you. All of you.
No. I understand that. But as of right now, though,
Mm-hmm.
before we, since we're still in our planning stage,
Mm-hmm.
they only see Jimmy, though.
Right.
Yeah.
But
This, hear me out. So they only they see Jimmy in his full-on Sasquatch form.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can try to lead them away so you all can move forward.
I would not recommend you do that. But you can. You absolutely
that's what I thought you were gonna say.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I have an idea.
I think that should be up to group vote. I think at this point, you guys. So I'm gonna give you guys one more discussion round because, like, as the clock runs down, I'm gonna say you have you basically have 3 choices ahead of you right now. Option 1 is actually let me break it down a little bit more comprehensively. Option 1, you will get back in the elevator. Option 2, you go to that window. You just run to it and hope that they answer. Option 3, Chewy leads them away. Option 4, Peach takes the risk, Dahlia utilizes the mind technique, then you run to the window. Option 5 is you split up and do multiple plans. This is where I think you all need to discuss and let your plans be known, and we'll see what comes out of it. I'm gonna not pause time. I'm gonna give you all. I want to hear from everybody as to what you all want to do, and then I'm gonna see what comes out on top. Okay?
Yes.
How about we'll send Margot and Wendy back up to the elevator, and then we walk up to the window and see if anyone's home. And if not, we can just bust in and hide.
They're already in the elevator.
Yeah.
So it'll just close and go somewhere else then.
It will if you tell Wendy or to do so.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what Flebs means.
Yeah, that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just send them to safety.
You could do that. You won't have an exit, but you could do that. That's a valid option.
We gotta get to the cathedral.
Yeah, I think we all are probably. Are we all in agreement that we shouldn't go back onto the elevator? Like, we should try to do the cathedral thing?
I think so.
Yeah, but also, guys, my ankle's like broken, so.
Well, Chewy can carry. Jimmy can.
Well, on
Sorry,
with when it comes to like what Chewy said about us being about him leading us away or leading the crowd away, I think the other thing is I don't think Callista is gonna be able to, like, Callista's not gonna be able to blend in like the rest of you guys are, because they have their giant ass wings and they can't get rid of those. So like, Chewy, if Jimmy was gonna be was gonna lead the crowd away, then Callista would have to go with you, because there's no way that Callista's gonna be blending in with because at least Flebs, Jericho, and Dahlia look human right now, you know? They don't look like monsters.
Well, and that makes perfect sense as well, because, I mean, if we got in a pinch, I guess we could use the wings.
Right. Well, and even if not, we could try to find some way. I mean, it's a giant crowd. We could try to find some way to lose them.
Bottleneck them in an alley.
Yeah. But, like, I'm just saying, I don't think Callista's gonna be able to.
But this, yeah, I mean,
Even out of battle form, the wings are gonna be a fucking giveaway. So if Jimmy's gonna do that, which I don't know if that's what we're settling on, but I'm just saying if Jimmy's gonna do that, Callista's gotta go too, because there's no way.
Jericho, what do you think? You're the one who hasn't chimed in on this, and this is pretty much your memories that we're dealing with. Do we go or do we get on the elevator? It's your call.
Or do you split up?
As it currently stands, I do think that splitting up might be the best course of action, but at the same time, I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% on the idea of risking your and or the alternative, your and Callista's lives over my memories. So right now, the idea of just getting back on the elevator and leaving is not on the table for me. That
Hmm.
I as it is right now, I do think separating the, no offense, the what could be considered monster portions of the group from the more what could be considered human portions of the group might be the best course of action of losing the hunters.
Sorry, I just realized I should have been talking in character for literally all of that.
I
but-
will say as well, like, I'm just devil's advocate. Y'all could do where Callista and Jimmy are left on the floor to do the mission, and the rest of y'all go to the next floor. I'm just saying that is also an option. Like, you can divvy this up how you want.
Why would we leave Callista and Jimmy the ones who would be hunted for their monster?
Because they are also the most capable of getting away and fending them off. I'm not saying that's what you
Flebs has
should
like
do,
a map.
but...
Flebs has like a map though. Like, I don't think Callista and Jimmy will know where they're going.
No, you could split. I mean, again, you could split into threes. You could split off and all stay on the floor. I'm just saying that you have a lot of options, and it seems that you're very conflicted.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna get back on the elevator because my ankle's fucked up, and if we have to run or fight something,
You could definitely do that, but what are you gonna do on the next floor you land on?
great question. I don't know.
So
Somebody could heal you.
Mm.
I mean, I imagine that, and that's another point toward like you guys making a run for the safe house is that like if you guys get to a safe position, Jericho or somebody could actually just heal you, and then you wouldn't have to worry about that anymore.
As it currently stands, you have a semi-conscious Wendy regaining her senses with a knocked out Margot in the elevator, and anyone can take that, and it could go to the next floor, and you could potentially either rest or kill two birds with one stone and do something there. That will not preclude whoever stays behind from doing the mission, getting what's needed. I would say that the minimum number who would need to be in Yharnam is 3. If you don't have 3, even if it was Callista and Jimmy, that would be very challenging. But there's nothing saying,
Right.
for example, that you, Flebs, and Jimmy stay while Peach and Jericho go with Wendy and a knocked out Margot and go to the next floor. Like, there's nothing saying you can't do that. There's also nothing saying that you don't all stay together, all go to the window, at which point Peach's ankle, Dahlia's ankle could be healed. I think the important point of this moment in the game is that I give you the options, but I'm not... I will be fine with it if you all stay. I'm fine with it if you split up. There's consequences for everything you do.
Right.
But I would say that at this juncture, now that the group has spotted Callista, so they are closing in on you. You probably have a good minute, maybe minute and a half to act.
Are
Could-
we like are we like right out? Are we still like right outside the elevator door?
Yeah. You are
So-
10 feet away. It's literally behind you on a wall. It is the only thing behind you. Like, it's a brick wall where the elevator is embedded into.
And it's only Jimmy and Callista outside the elevator, right?
No, you're all outside the elevator. You all had to fight. You were all fighting Wendy. You got
Yeah,
out of the way
we're
to
all
get.
outside now.
Yeah.
Oh, we are.
Mhm.
But-
Okay. I was just wondering. Okay.
Well, okay, let me pose this. What if and whoever wants to get on the elevator, if anybody does, that's fine. I think Callista's probably gonna stay here. But if we all went, if everyone who's staying went to the house, and we try to get an answer out of whoever is in there, if we don't have, like, if nobody answers, then maybe we could do where Jimmy and Callista split off and go from there, because it is dependent on if somebody answers us.
Would you also not need the map?
Wait, what do you mean?
So if
You
you
have to take Flebs with you.
yeah, if you split off, then you might need the map. But just make sure you know.
Right. Oh, I guess I mostly mean like split off so that we could lead them away from whoever's
Gotcha.
actually staying here.
Gotcha.
I don't mean like split off in
Yeah.
terms of going to different floors.
Remember, you still need to roll for that, because at this point you don't know if they interpret outsiders as people eligible for the hunt. You don't know anything other
Right.
than that.
Jericho.
That's true.
I think Jericho is pretty much decided that he thinks the best idea would definitely be for Kalista, Jimmy, and Flebs to stay while he can tend to everyone else who's very injured in the elevator.
Okay, that's 2 votes. All right, Jimmy.
I'm fine with Jericho's decision that myself, Callista, and Flebs stays, and everyone else gets on the elevator.
Okay, Flebs.
That works.
Dahlia.
I'd very much so like to go back to the elevator.
Okay.
You say that now.
All right. So as you're all debating this, then I'm gonna make an executive decision that y'all do what you just said, but when this all kicks off in a minute, we'll be splitting up into 2 distinct scenes. Then that's fine for the game. You will need to go to that window though. That's the only trade-off for doing this. Is instead of running into the alleyway, you've still got Flebs with you. I think you'll have time. I'm not going to say that if you fail, they're suddenly upon you. You'll have time to go to the window, talk to them, and I'll give you a countdown. And then if you don't get what you want, or you feel that it's too close, you can run off to the alleyways, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so do y'all say anything to each other before you part ways?
Good luck, fam.
Don't die, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Also, I don't know what my memory will look like. It might be in a box. It might not be. It's whatever it is. Don't break it. And also, if you do me a favor, don't look too far into it.
Okay.
No promises.
But again, most importantly, do not die.
Yeah. Same to you guys.
We'll try.
We'll do our best.
Okay, I need to know who is pushing the button in the elevator this time. Is it Jericho? Is it going to be you, or is it going to be Dahlia? I forget who pushed it last time.
Dahlia would like to push the button.
Alright, Dahlia, give me a weird roll, and I'm going to keep an eye on that for a minute. Good thing you saved those, that last one. Okay, perfect. Alright.
Nice.
I know where you're going. Okay, you guys, so a broken ankled Dahlia hobbles into the elevator and sort of sits up against, next to Margot and a pretty exhausted and bloodied Wendy as Jericho takes one last look at his friends, who are doing all this for him, as the doors slowly close shut and Flebs, Jimmy, and Callista are left with the scourge of Yharnam, and I think it's only right that we resolve that right now. So you guys, as this elevator disappears, essentially it becomes a wall again. You guys make the run over to the window. And I'm going to quickly switch the scene. So this is basically what you've got. And who would like to make communication out of the 3 of you?
My food's here.
Okay.
I'll be back. One sec.
No problem.
Yeah.
I would elect to not list.
Yeah, I would elect Flebs because.
I would.
Oh no, because he's the only one that looks human. Or
Yeah.
The only one that is human.
Okay.
You could put your bracer back on, right?
I can, yes.
I can, but I'm not gonna.
No.
I'm letting. It's at a slow simmer right now, so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say, like, do you think we would appeal better to the people inside if Callista and Jimmy got out of their?
I honestly, I think that's probably a good idea.
Okay.
So I think we should make that decision. to not be in battle form anymore. So
Okay.
yes, so Jimmy will put the bracer back on and return to his definitely handsome self as we wait for Flebs. But I still think Flebs should be the one to make first contact because again,
Okay.
he you know, I'm still, you know, 6'8". I'm still a big, you know, and you're
Yeah,
Flebs.
I still got the fucking wings, so.
You know, whatever. I can't remember how tall he said Flebs was.
I've got -1 charm, so I'm just saying it shouldn't be me.
Hey, me too. So it's we're in the same boat.
All right. While y'all are doing that, then I guess while Flebs gets through, we'll move to Jericho and Dahlia.
That's fine.
I suppose the first thing you'll do, Jericho, while the elevator's running, is try to heal Peach's Dahlia's broken ankle. Jericho.
That's the sound of healing. Silence.
Are we missing one from every group?
Oh no.
He was like, look at him out.
Man, I'll just hang out with my cats. I don't even care.
Jericho, you are needed to
Wait,
heal.
Can I have my cat lick my wound to heal it?
Absolutely not. No. They can lick your wound, but you can't just magic. You are trying to break my game so easily. You can't just have magical cat licking with no rolling and then magically heal. Otherwise, you'll be able to do that anytime you get hurt. But your cats will lick your wounds.
Don't let me do anything.
No, I don't let you magically heal without rolling. Yeah, I'm such a terrible DM. Jericho, are you back?
Arguably,
I'm
TJ
sorry,
lets
I'm
us
here.
do too much.
Okay.
I was on push talk. I forgot to hit the button.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, in that case, then we will just resolve. We'll just resolve the scene. Okay. So, Flebs, you've been elected to try and charm the person at the window.
Do I still have +1 to charm?
I believe so. Unless I would have told you. Did I tell you when it ran out?
You said at the end of maybe the floor, so I guess it's still there.
As it okay, all right. Well, if I said at the end of the floor, then yeah, I'm gonna assume yes.
Okay, cool.
So roll plus charm.
Ooh.
Okay. What do you say?
Excuse me. Is there anyone standing there, TJ? Or
You don't know. You just see a light on in the window. You don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're knocking at a window.
Hey, is anybody in there? We're gonna get killed if we stay out here. We need to find refuge. Can you please help us?
After a minute, you hear a panicked voice say, "Of course you're gonna die. You're outside on the night of the hunt. What do you think's gonna happen?"
That's why I'm asking you for help.
I don't. If I open my door, they'll kill me. What are you gonna offer me to open my home to strangers?
What do we have that we can go?
We have the ability to not kill him. You guys are. Really
If you
strong.
said that in game, I hope you did not say that in game.
No.
Okay, I was gonna
This
say.
is not my Callista voice.
I have a. Let's see. I don't have anything. I don't want to give away to my weapons.
We can offer protection.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh.
We can protect you. We're all really strong and smart.
That was my Callista voice.
You could protect me. Maybe.
Yeah, look at this friggin' giant.
He can't see anything, and I probably wouldn't tell him that you've got a monster in front of you.
Oh, okay.
But like, you could say like there's three of you. Okay. If you think you could protect me, okay, fine. Go round the alley and knock on the back door. I'll let you in. Okay, just be quick.
Thank you, sir.
So you've said you'll protect him. So let's hope that consequence is not too sucky for you, huh?
I mean, That's all I could think of in the moment. So
Well, then you have Callista to blame for the trauma you're about to experience.
nice.
No trauma. I mean, we don't know this person. I don't care if he dies. I care if
Okay,
he dies.
now
I
hold on
care
a
if he
second,
dies.
because
First you try and kill Flebs, and now you're cool with killing innocents.
Hey, I mean,
Who
let's
said he's
handle it.
innocent?
also to be fair, Jimmy didn't say we'd kill him. He just said we don't care if he die. Like
Yeah, I never said anything
he's saying
about
he'll
killing.
let him die.
Okay.
Yeah.
If he died, I would not know either.
Yeah. If
All
he
right.
dies, he dies.
Oh,
We will
very
try our
nice.
best to protect this random villager man.
All right.
Yeah, we will.
So y'all go round the back. Do you do anything else before you go?
Yeah.
Yeah. You happy to do that? Is there anything else you want to do beforehand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a question.
Yep.
So, no, never mind. It's okay. So, I totally forget what I was gonna ask. But so, go ahead and go on.
Okay. You guys go around the back, and this hunt is still coming down. They're calling like for blood, basically. And a young man, like spectacles, looks exhausted, lets you in, and locks the door. He leads you down a small little like porchway, and then into the main house, which is triple bolted. And we'll come back to you guys in a minute. Dahlia, you rolled an 11, which is a complete success, which means you guys are moving to the next floor you need to go to. And while that's going on, Jericho, are you gonna heal Dahlia's foot, or do you want to speak to Dahlia first, or Wendy?
I'd like to start getting everyone back, not fucked up before while the elevator is moving. I can like speak to them during the process, if that's okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you just do the roll in the background then, but yeah, you go ahead and talk your talk. Who are you speaking to first?
I'll do Wendy first, just because she's the clearly more damage out of everyone. And
Okay.
am I rolling just magic for this, or is that? Just,
I believe it's just. I think it's just magic. Yeah.
All right. Right. As I'm getting like I'm gonna kneel down like in front of her where she is,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna try and start casually having a conversation. Like, hey, Wendy, hello, can you hear me there? And I'm going to go ahead and start.
Yeah, I hear you, Cat Stevens. Are we going to the player haters ball?
Yeah, we're going to the player haters ball, but
Man. Okay. Interesting. So you put hands together and try to cast the magic, and okay. On a 6, oh, I know what it is. No, I know what happens. Okay. All the lights in the in the elevator go out, and you hear Claire de Lune start playing again. And the elevator opens up, and there you can't see anybody around you anymore. But you see a man sat at the end of a hallway with black and white marble. It's gorgeous, red drapes, and he is sat at the end of a long table, and he calls out to you. Jericho, won't you join me?
gonna look around to everyone who's still injured in the elevator. And can I use one of my roles from read a bad situation earlier?
You can read a bad situation, but you don't see anybody around you anymore. It is completely dark.
So even with the 13 from earlier, with the 2 other questions I have, I can't.
Oh
ask
yeah, no,
them
you
once
can.
they're
You
now?
can. Oh no, you can ask the questions.
Okay.
But like, it is immediately obvious to Jericho that magic is being used here. You don't know how, but you are almost like it's like you're not in the elevator, but you're in the elevator. But there is no one around you. If they are there, you can't perceive them. But you can still ask your questions.
I'll ask. Are there dangers that I haven't noticed yet? As I do reply to the voice in the darkness.
Mhm.
Like, hello there. Hey there, friend.
The answer is yes.
Jericho Branch. Who's your? Can I get your name?
Oh, Jericho. You know who I am. Come on. I know that brain is fried, but there's got to be something in there that remembers me. Take a step forward. Come and sit down. It'll all come back to you. Do you go forward?
Do you know that voice?
It sounds like it. Thinking about it, I don't think I'm really in a position to piss it off with 3 injured people in the elevator.
Oh, they're fine. They won't even know you're gone. Come on, don't make me beg.
That would just be ungentlemanlike of me, and I will proceed. I guess.
You start walking, and the conversation continues. He says, "It would be very ungentlemanly-like of you, Jericho, and I know you so well. You're not the type to be ungentlemanly. No, you're more the type to take risks if it means helping someone else. You're more the type to have someone's back if they have yours. Aren't you?"
Sounds like you know me better than I know myself. But I'm still drawing a blank as to who you are, friend. Are you sure introductions aren't necessary here?
How about you take a seat and look at me in the light, and let's see if you remember. You short-circuited there a little bit when you did your magic, and feedback loops can really do that to a man, but we've already met so many times, I'm sure it'll come to you. Take a seat, and you can roll for this unless you want to take a deduction, which I won't make you roll for if you want to take a guess. If you get it right, I'll give you an experience point.
As to who it is?
Mhm.
Okay, hold on. Is it Dennis Rowe?
It is. He
I level up.
He takes down his hood and smiles at you with a grill of silver teeth and a very clearly modified eye, and says, "I wanted an intimate meeting between you and I. I'm glad you still remember something about me. The meeting we had before was too formal, too structured. Too many eyes, too many mouths. Jericho, I know you're not a bad person, but you've made some bad decisions, and well, I wanted to know that someone has your corner. That little stunt you just pulled there, helping your friend, you might remember that when we put that glove on you, we told you there were rules, floor to floor. Well, the floor you just went to, it's not gonna let you do magic.
We went to the shittiest floor for Trevin and I, or Jericho and I.
That's for Jericho, not for you. You're fine.
Rules are rules, I suppose. So, how do I get around that? Is it when the blood moon's over on the other floor? Is it when my 3 trusted compatriots find a memory?
No, Jericho, it's actually a lot simpler than that. The floor you've just gone to, it has a sickness. One that you'll recognize the moment those doors open, and don't worry, you'll both be fine. Find the source of that sickness, get rid of it, and the lock that's been placed on your magic will rescind. And trust me, it'll need to. That's not why I brought you here. I admit this is self-indulgent of me. But I want to know, why did you leave? You left me, Nishandra, the Order, the only home you've ever known. I can't understand it. And I know that there's a futility in asking a man who erased his memory, but I just had to ask.
At the end of all this, whether I can prove my innocence or if I'm found guilty, I hope to give you an answer for that. As of right now, I can only provide guesses, maybe even unwilling, like, say, half-truths. Maybe I just had a change of heart about the whole situation. Maybe Jericho, who could remember why, felt like this way was a better way of accomplishing a goal he had. But that's just a guess. Dennis, I'll get that answer for you.
Well, I hope you do, but do you still have the bullet?
The one from the dream?
You know the one.
It can't be the one inside the Sasquatch.
It is. It's whether or not you want to lie to him or not.
Don't worry, the bullet's in a safe place. I hope.
That's not what I asked you, Jericho.
Well, okay, literally on my person at this moment, no. But I know exactly where it is.
His... He looks despondent when you say that. And he stands up, turns on his heel, and starts walking away. Doesn't say anything to you. He, there was something within that question that you didn't understand. And perhaps a meaning within that bullet that you don't fully grasp. But you saying that you don't have it, it seemed to confirm something within him that he was dreading would never come to surface. And as he walks away, he clicks his fingers, and you are sent back into the elevator, where Dahlia is staring at you, probably with confusion.
Hey, do you mind healing me, or are you just gonna sit and fuck around?
Without looking at her, I'll say, like, still looking at the elevator door. You're still new here. You don't know fucking around is my natural state. Then I was like,
yeah, I have to agree. He is the definition of fuck around and rarely find out.
Yeah, I can see that. And if he doesn't heal my foot, he's about to find out.
Hey, I'd heal Willow over there if I were you, Jericho. I'll be fine.
All right. And he'll he'll like kneel down at Dahlia's foot without it being weird. And
Wendy
It's
looks
like
at
a-
you and
it's
is like,
like a-
"Oh, so you're a feet guy, huh? Okay, all right."
I don't know you well enough for you to make fetish jokes at me.
Hey, I'm dying right now. This is just how I roll, all right?
And that's great. That's great, huh? You'll continue dying if you keep making those jokes.
Worth it.
I'll start. I'll start to hear their foot and just kind of say it under my breath. See you soon, Dennis. And do I need to roll to heal Dahlia?
Yeah. You are gonna have a -1 ongoing until you hit that
I'll
floor.
go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Then
Yep. So you do heal her. So Dahlia, you recover 1 harm. You don't recover all your harm, but it does mean that you no longer have a fucked up ankle. But there is a consequence because you rolled a mixed success. And I'm just checking what that would be. So one moment. I believe there's a glitch that happens with this. And when you're doing magic, yeah. So the effect I'm gonna say is that you're fine. You heal 1 half of the injury. That's no problem. Jericho, there are a few glitches here. The effect is weakened. The effect is of short duration. You take 1 harm, ignore armor. The magic draws immediate unwelcome attention, and it has a problematic side effect. Now I get to choose the glitch, which is just beautiful. I am going to say, and we will not resolve this right now, but I am going to say that it draws immediate unwelcome attention. And I think that will resolve itself very quickly. But for the moment, you heal Dahlia for 1 harm, which importantly means that Dahlia no longer has a fucked up ankle. We will leave the scene there for a minute, and we'll jump over to the gang in the new gentleman's house. So yeah, y'all are safe from the hunt for the moment. And you are standing or sitting in the company of a very nervous young man who is constantly looking out the window, and he's just kind of staring at the three of you like, you could protect me, yeah? You said you could protect me.
Yeah, look at us.
I'm looking at you.
Strong and tough.
Yeah, you didn't say that you weren't all human. Like, I'm not prejudiced, but you understand that this is a hunt, right? And in Yharnam, well, monsters don't have the best reputation.
I can speak for both these non-humans. They're nice enough. The big guy is actually really nice.
Wow. You know, that's balls. You know what, Chewy? I want you to fucking remember this. Sticking up for you after you nearly murdered him.
Hey,
Okay.
Like twice.
What do y'all do? What want to do while you're in the presence of this gentleman? No problem, Trev. We'll come back to you in a minute, Trevin.
Well,
how about I take a look at the map since we're somewhat safe now,
yeah.
Okay.
just to get a bearing of where we should be headed.
Okay. You already rolled for it, so on the map, you need to use the back alleys. You need to run down part of the street. You need to then join at the end of the street, which connects to the bridge. You need to go over the bridge and get yourself to the Cathedral ward. That is the first stop you have to make is there's a central sort of mausoleum, and that will give you a little breathing space from the outside before you move on further.
Okay.
What else do you want to do? So, Jimmy, Callista?
Well, I feel like we should probably, like, while we're here, we should probably, like, ask some questions about this, right?
If you want to.
Yeah.
What do you want to
Chewy,
ask?
were you gonna say something else?
Oh, I was just gonna ask if we could see the group of hunters and stuff outside, if they've gone past, if they're just outside, or anything like that.
So you want to look out the window?
Yeah, I mean.
You can roll to act under pressure.
Okay, let's do that then. See how
All right,
this
you
goes.
better hope you don't fail, bud.
Yeah, me too.
I appreciate it. All right.
No pressure.
No pressure,
Let's do this.
except at the act one you're acting under.
Okay.
All right,
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Okay.
Nice.
All right. So, on an 8, there is reward and there is risk. I believe it is, and I'm just going to get this up because I like to have the reference in front of me. Yeah. So, on a 7 to 9, I can give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. Oh boy. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna be nice. As you're doing that,
Thank
Jimmy,
you.
I'm gonna let Callista ask some questions first. Because you ain't gonna be able to ask some answers after this.
That's what I thought. Okay. So, okay, shit. So Callista looks at the man and says, how long do these hunts usually last?
Hunts. Usually a few nights when the moon is hanging high in the sky. But I'll be honest, the blood red moon, it's different. I don't know how long this night's been going on for. Sort of feels like forever. I'll be honest, I don't know. This is different.
Callista, like, glances over at Flebs, like, it doesn't sound like there is an end to this. Callista, I'm trying to think about what other questions I can ask. Because we don't have a lot of time, it sounds like.
Nope. No, you don't.
Your light is the only light on the ground floor that was actually on. It seems like most people are taking refuge higher up.
Yeah? What of it?
Is that the best course of action to evading these people outside?
No. You don't... Oh, you don't know, do you? He walks over to an adjacent wall and he leans against it and says, you know, these walls, they're all connected. Terraced housing, built a couple 100 years ago, designed to put people in, you know, lots of big families. And the walls, well, they're not terribly thick. You know, you hear domestics, you hear arguments, kids playing. But it meant you could communicate, and when things started to go south, what kept us all sane was talking to each other. Little knock here, conversation there, you know. Mrs. G lives next door. She's a widower. Nice lady. Always gave me tea, but... well, when I would knock for her before, she'd say, "Hello, dear. How you doing?" Ask me what my day was like. We'd share tips. We'd look at the birds, talk about our fears. And then the blood red moon came. And now... And he knocks on the wall, Callista. And he waits a minute in the silence. And you hear... And it is the distinct sound of someone smashing their skull against the wall. And he says, "The incense don't work forever. People go up because the fog, it don't follow them. But that's not the worst of it, miss. The blood red moon, it gets everyone. Madness awaits all, outside or inside. Don't matter what floor you're on."
Callista, their wings kind of like shift nervously, and they glance toward where Jimmy and Flebs are.
Mhm.
And they say, "It seems as if we can't stay for very much longer then."
"I don't think it's wise, miss. Otherwise the madness will get you like it got me." And Jimmy, you,
Sir.
while this is going on, go to the window, which has been sort of barricaded over. You have to really kind of maneuver yourself over there. And you recognize in your own mind that this is probably not smart, nor is it socially acceptable, but you can't resist. And as you do, you feel a very powerful hand grip your shoulder. And it's this young man, and he says, "Don't. Please, don't look out the window. If you do, I'll have to..." And his grip is... It's digging into your shoulder. You are submitting to the power that is under this shoulder. You're still, like, within arm's reach of opening the window if you want to.
I think I'll take the gentleman's advice and not open the window.
Okay. Do you attack him, or...
I really want to.
It's your call.
But...
It's your call.
Seems pretty strong.
Yeah, I know.
Well, while this is going on, while you're thinking of, does Flebs or Callista do anything while they're watching this unfold?
Flebs just says, "Oh, that guy's got a strong grip there, Jimmy."
I think Callista will like stand up, but like not advance toward them or anything, but just kind of more alert now than they were before.
And while he's looking at you, Callista looks back to Jimmy. He's like, "Oh, my family, they looked out the window. I told them not to, but they did. And now they only stay on the 3rd floor. It's where they'll always stay. Just staring out the window at that moon. They tore their flesh off bit by bit. I can't go up there now, lest the madness take me and I get hungry. Don't look out that window, or I'll throw you through it to the hunt." He lets go. Immediately. The moment you back away, he lets go. And he grips his head and sinks against the wall and just shakes. Callista, roll to act under pressure. Yeah. This is really starting to mess with you. And you are sort of momentarily transported back in your mind to an event that happened to you. It is a few hundred years ago. You're in New England, in near a Puritan colony called Victory, and you live on the outskirts in an old village that was once inhabited by the Navajo people, but they've long since abandoned it, similar to Roanoke. You have been there for quite some time at this point in your life, living out a normal human existence with power, and we've talked about that already. You're a blacksmith. You sell swords, and you help out where you can. You offer advice. Sometimes you heal. You eschew human company, and you ask that they respect your business. And because you offer such a service, a lot of the people there don't ask why two assigned females are living together in holy matrimony in the turn of the century. They mind their own business, you mind yours. But as is always with human conditioning, there will always be someone that gets hurt, someone that's wronged, someone that decides they want to tell someone who can do something about it, to watch another human being fall. And one day, that is what they do. And a group comes along. They capture you when you are at I would say, a vulnerable moment. They trap you like a bird trap. And it was a hunt. Not dissimilar to the one that you're going through. And you have been holding back these emotions for quite some time, because that is what Callista does as a soldier. But now you're looking at a victim of this hunt, someone who has been persecuted, and you realize that this isn't a person, it's a monster. A monster who has become very good at telling themselves they're a person, whose entire family has been slaughtered. You remember that they put you in that cage. They poured oil on you. It burnt your skin. And they actually clipped your wings. And it was the most dehumanizing and painful experience of your life as a human being with angel capabilities. And thank the heavens they grew back. They wouldn't know that, but it was not about whether they grew back, it was the act of doing it. They left you burnt, broken, and on the floor. And you remember the position that you were in, that Paola found you in, when you were still healing, and it was the exact same position you find this poor man in. But more than that, Callista, something has just clicked in your mind. It was the person at the lead of this hunt for you. When they left you and they took their trophies, you remember that they had a top hat, black horns, and a satchel. And it takes everything within you to keep your constitution together as you see a reflection of the darkest moment of your life. And we're going to bounce over to Trevin and to Dahlia. Jericho, you have just leveled up. And that's what I was trying to do before with your... I think you DC'd. So let me know what you're going to do with your leveling in a minute. But you've now healed Dahlia. You've taken care of the ankle situation. And Wendy's kind of just waving you off, saying that she'll be fine. You have a moment before the doors open. Is there anything else you want to do? Or are you guys happy to wait and see what is awaiting you?
Very nonchalantly, I'm just gonna tell Dahlia. Also, by the way, while we're here, I might not be able to use magic.
Okay.
Nice.
Y'all open the doors up, and I have just switched the screen. This is what you see. You open up the archways. It's a little bit different to this, I suppose, in that that's a crater. But you open the doors and see a sea of tents on an endless, almost like a rooftop sort of thing. It just stretches into the distance, lining both sides of your pathway. It's like yurts and tents, but they've got steel doors. And there is an old lady sat in a rocking chair about 20 feet from the elevator doors, whittling something and giggling as the doors open. And Dahlia, you need to make a weird roll, please, love. Okay, perfect. Dahlia, you start to hear a lilting tone on the it's like on the horizon, and it's really soft, and it kind of comes into your ears and out. It's like when you have it's like when you're hearing a song underneath the like in the bath or like the ocean. It's in, it's crackly, and then it's out. And it's really weird, and it kind of like sets your toes on edge a little bit. You can hone in on it, and then it just kind of goes. Doesn't have any other major effect, just something you might want to bear in mind. What do y'all want to do?
Seeing the old woman whittling and giggling, I'm just gonna say aloud. That is creepy as all shit.
What, you don't like seeing whittling? Aw, child. You got some issue with wood carving?
I kinda do.
At the risk of this turning sexual, I'm just gonna say no, I don't.
Well, she wasn't gonna make it sexual, but now you've said that.
No.
Well, I'm just passing the time. I mean, there ain't much else to do on here. The sickness got most people. I see we got new visitors, though. That's good. Y'all want to come down, have some soup?
Go back. Sickness? What sickness?
What? You don't hear it? And you do, Dahlia. Jericho, give me a weird roll with disadvantage.
That's -1, right?
Yes, sir. You receive an electric shock to the back, just like a little mini tase, which just kind of pisses you off. I think it's literally like when Cartman can't swear in the movie. He's like, horse forgot. And she just kind of like, oh, yeah, you got. They put one of them rules on you. Okay, well you.
Why?
I'm sorry. I'll give you some soup. It'll make you feel better. Maybe don't do that again. You.
What's in the soup? Stop. What's in your soup?
My soup. It's oxtail. It's just normal. You don't have to have the soup. I'm just trying to be hospitable. You're asking a lot of questions. I mean, I'd like to know what's with the color scheme. You look like You look like Hello Kitty just had a bunch of diarrhea with cranberry juice.
And you look like someone who's about to get murdered.
Ooh, I mean,
Kill
you
the
can,
woman.
I welcome death, please. Just not in the face. I'd like an open casket funeral. But you can go for the belly.
Believe me, it's gonna have to be closed.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm just an old lady. I can't do much about it. You want to kill me, you kill me, but you hear the sound, don't you? Listen. Really listen. That's the sickness, child. Everyone got it eventually. One day, the old Henderson building, it just started playing that tune. And suddenly no one wanted to come out no more. Some people seem to be fine. We don't really know how it targets people. My youngest, Robin, they're fine. But, I mean, you can ask people through the doors, but they just ain't feeling it. Strangest thing. Y'all want any soup before you go?
There's a soup again.
Okay, you don't need to be a dick about it. I'm just offering you soup.
I'm sorry. I was recently in pain, so I'm just a little testy.
Wendy just puts a broken hand up. Was like, I'd really like some soup. Ignore Ashy McGee here. I would love some soup.
Our near dead friend would like some soup.
What about? Okay, well, would you like some soup? And points to you, Dahlia.
I'd like to roll for telepathy.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a weird roll, right?
Mhm.
No.
Yes, it is. It's weird. It's weird as magic. Ooh. Okay, so let me quickly get this up. That is a beautiful roll. That's Wendy's card. That's Wendy's thing. Dahlia Rose. I forget what I mean, obviously it's a complete success, but I forget if there's any advantages on a 14. Excuse me. Oh, right, yeah, because you're gonna read. You're basically just reading a thought. Okay, so basically you just literally just reading thoughts without any barriers. Okay, what do you just want to straight up just read her thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay, her name is Gertrude Peterson. She is 92 years old. Her favorite things to do are knitting, crocheting, and making counterfeit money. She really enjoys Grassroot Blues, Johnny Cash.
One of these things is not like the other.
Yeah. And she really, her favorite movie franchise is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And the soup she's offering you is genuinely just soup. She genuinely just is trying to be hospitable. She's also the village elder, and she's not told you that because she's trying to gauge if you are one here as part of the cleanup crew to kill everybody and purge them, because the hotel has a purge system, and they just haven't gotten to her floor yet, and she's sort of like hoping that you're not. But you, Dahlia, she's fucking terrified of you. Jericho, she seems to think is a handsome black stallion of an individual, and she is just trying to be hospitable at this point before she does anything else.
Okay, it's kind of a red flag that she's inviting us into her home to eat some soup, and her favorite movie is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Again, you can read her thoughts. You would be able to detect malice. I mean, hey, do you invite people into your home even though your favorite film franchise is one of the things you love is Terrifier 2? It's just a film. I promise you, I'm not trying to fuck you as a DM. You got a 14. She genuinely has no malice. She is just trying to be nice. All she has is soup. That's all she's got. She's not even in her home. She's actually sat on it's like how do I put this? Your hotel doors have manifested into like the, like in a school roof building in like an anime, like they have like a little it juts out the top as like a little building, and then the rest of the floor is flat. That's what you've come out into, and she's just chilling by some laundry and like, you know, it's like a little nook for her, if you will, and a little pot with some soup in it.
All right, we'll go with you on one condition.
Okay.
You answer any questions that we have.
I'll answer what I can.
Honestly.
Well, you do have to roll manipulate someone for that, my dear. But I will say that she'll be as honest as she can be. But if she has secrets, you have to roll for them. But she'll answer anything that's not a secret.
All right.
But she's not going anywhere. She's just sat in the chair. She's just inviting you to come over to the fire. That's really what she's doing.
Before we proceed or do not, would Wendy have to come with us, or could I try to like heal her and Margot again, or are they just
You
staying
can
together?
try to heal her and Margot. Margot is out for the count. She needs sleep, and that's obviously saying he's not here. But Wendy, yeah, Wendy can join you. Wendy would be a valuable asset, a valuable player character. Yeah.
Then I want to try before we leave and either
Okay.
leave the elevator or depart with the old woman to heal Wendy one more time.
Okay. Yeah. And she looks up at you and is like, "Okay, Snoop Dogg, you gonna try again, huh?"
You're funny. You're a funny little thing.
As you say that, like a little bit like of a fuck you. Yeah, you feel a very powerful rumbling go through you, and something within you bypassed the rule. You sense that it's gonna become harder and harder to do that, but you were able to push past that a little bit. Wendy is basically healed and is back to her normal state, and she gets up, cracks her back, and kind of lazily holds out a hand and says, "Yeah, I'm funny, I'm cute, and I'm fucking powerful. Do you want my help or not?"
We much appreciated. And plus, I think I owed you not messing up the healings time for the lotion.
Hey, you keep the lotion.
Soup time? Soup time, anyone?
Soup time it is. And she grabs your hand and shakes it. "Wendy had Harley. It's good to properly talk to you, Jericho Branch."
Chewy's friend. Nice to meet you.
And she looks over at Dahlia and says, "Can I talk to Art the Clown, or is that not a good idea?"
I don't know. I think she bites. Someone tried.
Seems like a lot of people on your team bite. I'll try it in a bit. Maybe she's had some soup. And yeah, y'all go sit down and have some soup. Dahlia, it sounds like you got some questions.
Yeah, I do. One.
The suspense is killing me. Do you try the soup? Do you guys try the soup?
Just
Yeah. It is.
Just looking at it. Like, what does it look like?
So it's not oxtail. It's actually French onion soup. And it has a perfect blend with the cheese melting on the top. It's got that lovely oniony smell. It is the most delicious soup you have ever had, and you recover any harm you had because you tried her soup. Well done, guys. It took you some time, and you forcibly mind-read a geriatric woman, but you took the plunge and had some soup.
You're telling me that you would have just went with some random old woman on a planet full. Okay.
I mean, she's like 92. What could she do?
One of the people in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was in a fucking wheelchair, Teach.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just really like fucking with you. It's so much fun. Yeah, she's genuinely. I promise you now, on my life, I am not pulling a DM switcheroo. She's not gonna turn out to be a big bad. You got a 14. You read her innermost thoughts. You could probably find out her kink preferences if you wanted to. Like, there ain't nothing hiding in there. She's a nice old lady, and she's the elder of the village. of the city, the tent city. So, what do y'all want to know?
One, phenomenal soup, ma'am. And two, you said something about a disease, sound disease.
Well, thank you for the soup. It's the French Onion Special. Robin made it, actually. She'll be back, or they'll be back, or he'll be back. You know, I don't really know what Robin is anymore, but they're my grandchild, and I love them. They're my grandbaby. And if any of you are rude to them, I'll cut your fucking neck. The disease, You see, we have a close-knit community here in the archways. That's what we call this place. And you look around for the first time, and it is literally... It's not like an endless sea or anything like that. It's much smaller than Yharnam, but, like, there's like a couple hundred, like, tent cities and yurts and, you know, caravans that have been made into tents and stuff with all these steel doors. And she says, well, we take in a lot of refugees. That's sort of this floor. It's a refugee camp for the displaced. A lot of people who lose everything end up here. We don't judge. People keep to themselves. And when Mr... You know, I don't even know his name. We just called him the Professor, but when he rolled into town, he took the derelict house on it's sort of a hill. You could see it just in the distance. And sure enough, it's like a junk pile hill, but like it's been caked over with tents and yurts and stuff, and now it looks like a blanket hill. But there's a house of sorts. It's almost like a big top, actually, like a big circus tent top, but it's been converted. And she says, well, he took the place, and no one saw much from him. And then 3 moons later, the sound started. And people just... they just acted different. Neighbors stopped talking to one another. Families started fighting. And no one came out anymore. Very strange. You know, we brought the healer in to try and help some of them, but it's to no avail. And now, well, I'm just an old lady. I just sit here and wait for the end of the world to come. What can I do? Robin, bless their heart, they do try. They go out exploring, try to find more, but they can't get close enough to the house. Says it feels sickly. Too much. I thought y'all were here to get rid of the floor. Part of the 13th floor sentinels. Bad people. Bad people. They just turn up in places. They eliminate, they destroy, and then they go. But if y'all are here to help, please, I implore you, give me my town back.
Alright, I have one question that will solidify whether or not we're gonna help you.
Okay. What's your name, child?
She doesn't speak for me.
That's her name? She doesn't speak for you? Okay, she doesn't speak
Yes.
for me. What is your question?
Which is your favorite Texas Chainsaw, Miss Gertrude?
Well, now that is a question. Is there a wrong answer?
Oh yeah.
Oh. I didn't realize we were going to be in some judgy situation. Am I able to ask what your favorite is?
Nope. I asked the questions here.
Okay, well I can tell you it's not Texas Chainsaw 3D if you're worried.
Okay, we can help her.
If I'm being honest, I would say my favorite is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
We can definitely help her. What do you need from us, Gertrude?
I'd like you to stick around for Robin. Robin can help y'all navigate to the old professor's laboratory, but maybe you should check in with some of the townsfolk, see if anyone will open up and help you. I don't know if much will come from it, but I would encourage y'all just to get a beat for yourselves. I mean, you're capable. You clearly look like hunters or detectives. And by the time you've asked some questions, hopefully Robin can come and escort you.
Shall we, Jericho?
So seems like good advice to me. Yeah, we'll ask around, see what we can gather.
Okay. Sure. There's a few tents and yurts around you. You can choose any at random. And just let me know what you want to do. You're only gonna get a couple of these, probably like 1 or 2 each, and then we'll switch things over to the other gang.
No, maybe we should have asked her who lives in these tents. From my point of view, I just see a bunch of tents. I don't know if there's
From my
one's more
point of view, I
important.
see a bunch of contagion.
Well,
Been through this before, bubonic plague, whatever.
Well, I mean, if you see contagion, you're already standing in it, technically, but it doesn't seem to be affecting you, same as it doesn't affect me or Robin. We don't know why it doesn't affect people. It seems to affect most, so if you're not already having problems, I think you're fine. It doesn't
But it
seem to
doesn't
be...
affect people.
Well, it doesn't seem to be passing on from person to person, because if it were, then we would all be sick. But I'm telling you now, young lady, people aren't going to open the door. So you don't have to worry about nobody coming to attack your person. We've tried.
Keep saying people. What's in those tents?
People. Like me, like you. Citizens of Tent City, just holed up indoors. Go talk to one of them.
As much as getting to know just random townsfolk sounds right now, Miss Gertrude, we could use a bit more direction. Any important people, doctors, people, any other non-infected like yourself and Robin, people who would have some form of valuable information.
Okay, well, if you go straight down until you see the brown tent with the white door, that is the clinic. Dr. Mathers should be there, and Robin should be helping out with some supplies.
Okay, get you. Oh, in the future, for clinics, medical areas, people tend to mark those with like those red plus symbols.
Red plus symbols? Why would
I'll
we
tell you
do
more about
that?
it later. So everyone knows where it is. It's essential.
But
You know what?
everybody does know where it is. It's the brown tent with the white door. I don't understand.
You're right, ma'am. My apologies for overstepping. This is your community. You run it how you will.
You understand that the hotel is floor on floor of other realities, correct? You don't seem
Yes.
like a country bumpkin to me. If anything,
Yes, ma'am. I am already fully into
Hold-
this conversation.
are you Jericho Branch?
No, she is.
Huh.
My point, dog.
Did you have your skin whitened? Did you do a Michael Jackson? No, I'm not doing that. She recognizes you, Jericho.
No, that's not Jericho. His name is Harry.
But
Okay.
say I was Jericho Branch. How are you? How you doing? How do you know Jericho?
You don't remember?
I'm so sick of hearing that.
It took me a moment, but I recognized those eyes. You don't forget a boy with eyes like that. You came here. My goodness, how old were you? 13? 14? No right hand? Scorched face? Looked like you'd been gone 10 rounds with the devil. You told me you had left the school. You said you couldn't run from your problems forever. You said you'd done something terrible. And then you passed out and we nursed you to health before someone came and took you away. My goodness. That was 25 years ago. Look at the man you've turned into now.
You know, physically, yes, I am quite impressive, but also, and I can't really show it off right now. I am also amazing at magic.
Well, given the school you went to, I'm not surprised, but that's a conversation. I think there's something I need to show you, but I think that can wait. If you could go and find Robin and fix my town, I would be happy to present it to you before you leave.
We'll do our best, and I'll be more than happy to catch up once we have.
Okay.
Dahlia, let's go. Wait, where's Wendy? Is Wendy coming with us?
Wendy's just
Okay.
vibing. I refuse to do more conversations from myself and to myself. Wendy is chilling. She's just gonna follow. Y'all gonna need clinic?
Clown.
Yep.
Clinic.
Clinic, let's go.
All right, we'll do that scene and then we'll jump over to the others. Okay. Yeah, you take a walk down and you hear sounds of life coming from different tents behind the steel doors. But you're pretty steadfast on going to this main tent. And sure enough, it's a clinic. It's the first one you've looked inside, and it looks like a house, but it's got that yurt tent vibe where the walls are propped up. There's a central pillar in the middle. And there's a ton of medical supplies, and it's covered in old blood, and it's got that irony scent to it as a pretty tired woman in her 40s is being assisted by a young person, a non-binary person, pretty cheerfully kind of giggling along, sort of making the best of it. Pretty tall and lanky, medium length hair, and wearing almost like a jumpsuit, as they drop some supplies down in front of the doctor.
Hello, sick and well people alike. We're visitors. We've met your grandest old woman. We ate some soup. We're here to help.
And Dr. Mather looks and goes, "Wow, that was an uncomfortably long silence, wasn't it? I was wondering when y'all were gonna start talking."
Well, typically when you enter a clinic, like the people inside, like, "Hello, how are you doing today? How can we help you?" But that's not. We're fine.
No, I understand. It's just the DM didn't want to be rude and just talk over everybody every moment of every scene, and was trying to give you a little bit of space. But it's okay.
The what?
Are you here for the ashiness?
We'll talk later. But no.
My name is Dr. Mather. What can I do for you?
Well, me and my friends here would actually like to know what we can do for y'all. Miss Gertrude tells us there's some kind of sickness, some kind of sound going on here. We'd like to help get to bomb that and help the good people of Tin City.
Oh, well, that is a welcome sight. I will. How about this? I'll give you the key to let you know how to get in there, and I'll give you the information that I have. Of which there is not a lot. And I'll give you any supplies you need. I will warn you that in my estimation, there isn't a lot you can do. If I'm right, this is a symptom of the disease, not the cause of it. But, hell, we haven't had much help here in a while, so I think, in my estimation, that this is a mimetic situation, a sound that travels into the brain like an earworm you can't get rid of. You ever heard a song on the radio that you just can't get out of your head for days on end?
Yes.
I don't even like music.
I
No.
hate Drake.
I mean, Pound Cake is a pretty good song, let's be honest. It's got a good beat
Okay.
to it.
Okay, I will not say that I dislike all this music. I said I hate him.
Oh, he's an absolute weenie. I understand, but yeah.
So,
What about okay? Since you hate music, what about when you hear that high ringing noise in your ears? Never goes. It's called tinnitus, and this is like an advanced form of that, changing people, twisting them. I've tried to help people, but many of them are not letting me in the house anymore. Here. And she goes through a bunch of her drawers and gives you some earplugs for all three of you. And says, the best you can do is try to block it out, but I don't know what the professor was doing up there, but it wasn't good. Like, he will let you in the door. Be careful, okay?
the person we're speaking to right now, this is Dr. Manson, or is this Robin?
This is Dr. Mather. Robin
Yeah.
Robin is just kind of sitting and watching at the moment.
Okay.
They don't want to interrupt.
Jericho kind of says out loud. Okay, so sound-based disease. They know the effects of these, but don't know what's causing it, or who might be causing it.
That is the long and short of it, yeah. Well, I think it's the professor, but I haven't seen anybody go in or out of that building in several weeks.
Well,
Yeah.
sounds like we're on it.
You know,
It definitely does.
I think Robin would be a good help for you. They know the area quite well, and I think having someone who knows the locale would be beneficial. Would you mind taking them?
That's completely up to them, and I kind of look the direction. What you say, Robin? You down to be a hero to your town?
Oh, hell yeah. I want to get in down and dirty. It's nice to meet y'all. My name's Robin. They, them. Did Grammy tell y'all about me?
She told us of you. Also,
Yeah.
do you know anyone by the name of Paint Gunker?
Paint? Yeah, we get some paint from him sometimes. Bit of an asshole, if I'm honest. Has a lot of paint-based mace. Now, why does any motherfucker need that? Did y'all try to kill him?
She did.
Oh, y'all tried to... Oh, you and I are gonna get on very well.
What can I say? I have a knack for murdering things that are annoying.
Oh, we gonna get on so well. And Robin just kind of like grins and yeah, they're like massively on board to help you. But as you're leaving, Dr. Mather says, you know, there's a legend about that house. Supposedly, it looks on the edge of Tent City. Over the wall, the divider. No one really knows what's over there, but... Well, there's a reason that the house was unoccupied for generations. The old legends say it used to make you go mad. If you do get in there, don't look.
Thank you, Doctor. Before we leave, does Robin already have the earplugs?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah, alright.
And yeah, you're happy with that? Is there anything else you want to ask Dr. Mather?
Yep, I guess we better start making our way up to the house.
Okay.
Jericho's happy, satisfied.
Alright, so we're going to bounce back over to our friends in a precarious position. This has actually worked out very interestingly, because you're both doing very different investigations. So, there is currently quite a lot of drama unfolding. Callista, how are you feeling right now?
Not great.
Yeah.
Callista kind of their face has gone a little pale. And they were standing before, but I think when this man sits down, I think they kind of like step backwards a little bit and sink back onto the couch that they were sitting on. And their gaze has gone kind of distant now, like they're looking, they're kind of zoned out a little bit to Jimmy and Flebs, and they say, we have to get out of here. This place, it's gonna make us into one of them. We have to get out of here.
I don't like it here.
I don't either. So I say we make the move for the Cathedral ward.
Let's get in and get out.
Yep.
Okay.
One thing, TJ. You said that Callista sort of recognized the leader of the group, right? Or no?
No,
or just
not,
like saw what they looked like.
Sorry, in your past you recognize the leader.
Okay.
You don't know. Well, you might have an inkling about this leader, but you don't know that. You know for certain the one from before is the one you met in Paint Gunkerson's paint store and paint accessories emporium.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to straighten that out because I wasn't sure which one we were talking about. Cool.
Do you guys want to do anything else in the building, or speak to this poor soul before you go?
Teach, I got a question.
Yeah.
This was the only house with lights on the first floor, correct?
Correct.
And all these houses down this row are connected? Like, how far down does it go? I mean, like, from this house to the next alley, how far?
Probably, well, no, the houses are all connected, so, like, you would go out of the house, and then you would walk maybe 5 feet, and then you'd be at the next house, if that makes sense.
Okay, I get you. I know what you're saying now.
Yeah.
I think Callista, kind of shakily, like after a few moments of sitting with it, they like get back to their feet and go over to the man. And they say, like they don't like touch him or anything, but they maybe crouch down so that they're a little closer, and say, we offered you protection, but there's nothing we can do for a sickness of the mind. What can we do for you?
Oh, man. You asked it, didn't you? Okay.
Well, I see him. Listen, victim to victim, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he looks up at you and says, I think you know what you could do for me.
Kill him?
Yeah.
Oh.
He shakes and says, you can make it quick, or I can turn if it's easier to look upon the face of a monster. But if you don't kill me, I don't think I'll stay in this house much longer. I know that I'll end up going out and hurting people I don't want to hurt. Kin that I've known all my life might still live through this if I stay indoors and just die. And believe me, I want to do it, but I can't. I'm a warrior. Somewhere in me. I'm a man.
Jimmy turns around at that statement, draws the hammer, and says, and I will give you a warrior's death, and I swing the hammer.
All right.
Callista's looking away for that. No, Callista's gonna like get up and completely turn away from that.
Yeah. Roll to kick some ass. Yeah. You swing the hammer, and it comes down with the force and conviction of someone who has seen a lot of people in this position. And with one emphatic smash, it ends the man's life. And you will leave through the back door and go through the alley into the night, never speaking a word of what you guys just did. So after maybe 10 minutes of darting from building to building, you guys are now at the bridge. What do you want to do?
We have to cross the bridge to get to the Cathedral ward, correct?
Yes, you need to get there and go through to the central area.
Alright, so are we like skirted up along the side of the buildings, like in the shadows, like where we can see out to the street, or are we on the back side of the building?
You're on the back side of the building, and you have a building on your left that is obscuring the street, and then you've got the open area leading towards the bridge on the right.
Can we still hear the crowd of people?
You can roll to read a bad situation.
Yeah, okay.
Unfortunate.
Shit.
No, you don't hear anything. Hearing is hearing is becoming no. You know what? Actually, I as much as I want to make a joke, I think you are still hearing the noise of the hammer in your head. And even though
I think Callista's kind of.
Yeah, you're a battle-hardened person, but I think that it doesn't make it any easier, and I think it still still hurts. And you are trying to focus, but it's like when you get a really ugly thought in your head, you just can't get it out.
Yeah, I think Callista's still like kind of pale and shaky and a little spaced out still. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Jimmy, Flebs.
Can I roll to I guess it would be investigate a mystery to see if it's clear for us to make for the bridge.
Sure.
Oh boy. Here we go.
I hope you roll well, because Callista's just gonna. Okay, good. I was gonna say Callista might just keep walking if you don't.
Okay. So you you got a 12. So are you asking from the established questions, or a flexible alternative?
Hold on. Let me look.
So flexible just means you ask me whatever. Like you get two general or one specific question.
All right. I'd like to ask a specific question.
Yeah, sure.
I would like to know if the path is clear for us to move from where we currently are to the other side of the bridge.
It is for the moment clear. Yes.
Okay. Well, then I think we should not too. I think we should Charlie Mike this and move on.
Okay. You happy to do that?
Let's go.
All right. I have a okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm down to do that. Is Flebs and Callista down to move on?
Yeah, Callista just wants to get out of here at this point, so yes.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, you guys, using the cover of darkness, you don't see the mob. You make it, you walk for about maybe like 20 minutes until, you can see that there are 3 connecting routes coming out of it. one from the left, one from the right, and one in the back. And the one in the back leads to the Grand Cathedral, where you need to go. The one to the left goes towards a graveyard, and the one towards the right goes off into a pathway that you can't see the end of. But before you do any of that, you gotta go in there. And are you guys happy to do that, or do you want to do something else first?
Wait, sorry, we have to go to the
You need
one
to
that
go
we
through and
can't
go to
see
the
the
back.
end of, or
No, you need to go to the back. The Grand Cathedral's at the back.
okay, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I think we'll just go straight there, right, guys?
Yeah, I'm down.
I don't know if I don't know if we should just go there without maybe. I don't know.
Well, what's the alternative?
Well, I'm just saying it seems, not to put a damper on it, but it seems too easy if that's just where we have to go. If we just walk over there.
I mean, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if we should like investigate a mystery or read a bad situation or what, but I think we need to maybe hear me out. Think this through before we just walk blindly into something that we are not prepared for.
It's
I
funny
can-
because these are the 3 people most likely to do exactly that.
Yeah, true.
But I understand that wholeheartedly, but that's why I'm saying
Yeah.
maybe we need to think about this and
Okay.
not just. I mean,
Well, I tried to read about a situation before and it did not go well. So one of y'all should try.
I can do it.
Okay.
come on, Flebs.
Okay, here we
Come on
go.
now. Yep, come on. There
Woo!
it is. There it is.
Okay. So Flebs, are you just doing
Yep.
general questions, or are you doing a specific and a general?
General.
Okay, go for it. But how many did you get on a 12?
3.
Okay. You can hold these as well until the end of this floor. So, yeah. All right, go ahead.
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Yes.
Good looking out, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jimmy.
You guys are welcome. Like I'm saying, it was just, it seems so simple, and I was like,
No, we don't know what it is yet, to be fair.
My Sasquatch senses were vibrating.
What's the biggest threat?
The biggest threat is what lies in the Grand Cathedral.
Okay. And what's our best way in?
Your best way in is through the entranceway. And then
Okay.
through the back entrance to the Grand Cathedral.
All right. Well, I mean, what do you guys think? Should we just go in and see what's there to attack us? I don't think there's much other option.
There are 2 other pathways, but we don't know what will lie at the end of those either. We could try going to one of those places first.
Do we have
Perhaps
to?
there will be
Sorry.
someone who could help us.
TJ, did you say we have to go to the cathedral first?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
My
mean,
bad.
that's where you've got to go eventually, but no. What you
Okay.
need, before you go anywhere, you have to go into the central part of the cathedral ward anyway, because that determines, it's like your central hub to go left, right, up, whatever. But yeah, no, you don't have to go to the
Oh,
Grand
okay.
Cathedral.
Gotcha.
You don't have to go to the Grand Cathedral first, no. You run a risk of things happening the longer
I
you
feel
stay
like
there, but that's
it'd
it.
be- Yeah. Then it'd be in our best interest to take a look around, see if we can get some more data or find something. You guys want to go to the graveyard?
But you got to go through the. So again, you got to go into the building first and investigate that before you can go left, right, or up. Because imagine it like a train station. You got to go into the station to get on your track. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
You're outside right now.
Okay. Okay. I was confused. On that
Sorry,
part, too.
you are currently
Wait,
outside right
I thought-
now.
Yeah, I thought the path was like on the outside that we had to go out.
No,
and go
Yeah,
no,
me too.
you have to pass through the building to then figure out which way to go.
Okay. Well then, I think we should at least move
Yeah, let's do that.
into the building then, at least, so we
Mhm.
can
Yeah.
decide what we. Because if it's gonna be a shit show as soon as we get into the building, we might as well take our most direct course.
It'll be a moot
to where
point,
we
yeah.
need to go, yeah.
Okay.
So let's move in there and see what happens.
Okay. You go in. It is. There is a massive set of stairs and leading to a circular central pillar. And it is pitch black in there. You can barely see in front of your own face. What do you want to do?
Flebs, you got some like a torch or something? You've got the fire over there.
Flamethrower.
He's got the flamethrower.
I could just
Well,
prime it.
that might be okay. That might be too dramatic for what we're going for, though. I don't want to burn this place down.
I can reach my juju bag.
I say Callista can't make light. She's an angel, or they are an angel. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, they do have some light, but I kind of established it that it didn't actually like light up anything around them physically. It's just kind of like a.
By the way, when we've done this scene, we're going to take a 10-minute break. And then
Okay.
we'll have at max an hour to go. We're gonna keep it under 4 hours today. But
Okay.
we're reaching a very good stopping point for both your groups. But yeah, we're gonna take a short break after this scene resolves itself, just so everyone knows.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Callista's light is just a celestial light. It doesn't work the same as like a flashlight would.
Have any of you taken any further steps, or are you all standing in the entranceway still?
I think we should wait at the entryway until we figure out a light source here. Fleb, do you have anything in the juju bag that could help, maybe?
Probably, yeah.
You wanna roll for it, bud?
Let me, yeah. So it's
Let's roll.
just
Let's
use
see what
magic.
happens.
double check here. Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
God damn.
Very nice, buddy.
Let's go.
In the
Very
absence
nice.
of Jericho, we have Flebs roll.
Oh,
Nice.
brilliant. Well, that could not have played perfectly, more perfectly. Yeah. So what do you pull out? Just like a torch, like a fire source?
How about a flashlight so I can turn it off and turn it back on?
Cool. Yep. You pull a flashlight out of the juju bag, and where do you direct it?
Towards the graveyard.
Well, you can't because you're still in the entranceway. So when you go in,
Okay.
there's a central circular platform. You only know that's there because it's like a glass ceiling that has like moonlight coming through, and that central platform has, it has the route directly forward, which is Grand Cathedral. Left is the graveyard, which you won't be able to see from where you're standing. You'd have to take the path to the graveyard, and then you have an unknown path. But, like, even if you're standing on that platform, just to be clear, you can't shine it through the archway and see a graveyard. It's still like a 200, 300-foot walk, but you know it's in that direction, right?
Okay.
But, yeah, so are you shining it towards the platform, or...?
Yeah,
Just
shine
all
it-
around.
Yeah, I say shine it around on the platform so we can see what we're gonna be walking into here.
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, as I described, like, you see some weird statues. You see some lanterns that are no longer lit, and like a little bed, like a little bit of bedding that it was recently used. And that's in your initial like look around. That's all you see. But the only path forward is into that central chamber. Excuse me.
Can Flebs shine the flashlight up so we can see if anything is above us.
Yeah.
So no
Sure.
surprises happen.
Yeah. Flebs, you go up, and there's nothing up there.
Okay.
I think we should go to the central platform then.
Yeah, I think we should move
Yeah.
towards the platform.
Okay. Once you stand in the central platform, all three of you, a very powerful light emanates from the top of the roof where the light is bleeding through, and it doesn't hurt you, but it binds you. And you hear a voice from the dark, and it calls out and says, "Brother, I warned you not to follow me."
Flebs gasps loudly.
"I told you what would happen if you ventured down the pathway that I walked. And now you come to my city, where I am doing my divine work. Only death waits for you here, brother, as it does for your unique company. Tell me,
My
when..."
brother,
Sorry?
my brother, I don't want to kill you.
You don't want
But
to
if I
kill
have
me. Look at you,
I will.
brother mine. You can't... Go ahead. Try.
I'm not going to seek you out.
And
You're my
yet,
brother.
you are in my territory. You have sought me out.
We didn't know we were looking for you.
Oh, brother mine. When did you keep such wretched company? Creatures of the night as companions?
Callista's wings puff up slightly and
They do
offense.
not. They do not. You are unable to move.
Damn it.
You try, and like this is the thing. He's bound. He looks at you and goes, "Oh, you're a fallen. You communicate through wingspans. Oh, this must be so frustrating for one of your ilk. Did you enjoy living among our kind?"
In moments like these, it was trying.
Ah, and you are more displaced than anybody. Where are your people?
Not to, but I think he's talking to Jimmy at this point.
Yes, yes.
DJ? Okay. My people are none of your concern.
Oh, not
What happened to
anymore.
you, brother?
Not anymore, then, my brother mine. I'm having a conversation. Be good boy and stay quiet.
Sorry.
Well, they're not a concern of mine anymore, my big-footed friend. But during my sporting days, oh, they were once. And you, Jimmy, get a horrible realization come over you. Whoever this man is, once upon a time he was one of those people that actively poached and went after your people as part of entertainment. And we'll let you stew on that for a minute, but he looks back at you, Flebs, and says, "What I'm doing here is divine work, and Flebs, you always had the brains, you always had the drive, but you just don't fucking listen." And he
what?
oh, this is, yeah. You don't listen to reason. And he says something that really cuts you. He looks at you and says, "You are the reason Mother is not here. and I will never stop blaming you for that. My work here is to try and resurrect her, brother mine. To try and bring her back.
We gotta kill him. Okay. I'm gonna kill you.
And as you say that, his face turns sour and his yellow teeth kind of ilk through, and he sighs and says, "It was always going to come to this, wasn't it? Well, I can't hold you forever. Thankfully, I don't need to. I have some friends who will make sure you never leave this place. And with the noise they create, the hunt should find you soon enough. My advice to you, brother mine, don't seek me out again. Thank me when Mother has returned."
Oh, I'm gonna kill you.
He clicks his fingers, and you look to the left, down the forbidden path, as a member of the 13th Sentinels starts walking up it. And Jimmy, you look to the right as one of the hooded members of the Order of the Moth starts walking up that. And you are, in this moment, unbounded. Let's jump straight back in.
You're not on live anymore.
You're
Oh, that's okay.
anymore.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I reset it.
Just check.
It's coming back on now. Okay, so we're gonna jump straight back in because I think we need to resolve that scene first. So yeah, you have a member of the 13th Sentinels to your left, and a member of the Order of the Moth to your right.
But just to clarify, the path we need is straight in front of us, correct?
It is. It's the one straight in front of you. You haven't seen anything come down from there yet.
Well, I think we should move that way.
Okay.
Just because, and I mean, this is up to the group too. I mean, I'm not trying to be the de facto leader here, but I think we should move at least that way where we don't see an immediate threat as of now.
Yes. Well, either that or
They're gonna
like,
take
are
a
you saying
move
we
on
should
you if
try-
you move. By the way.
I was
They
gonna
will-
say, are you saying we should try to escape the combat, or?
Yeah, I think we should at least, yes, move away from combat for, I mean, because as of right now, there's 2 of them and 3 of us. And we know one of them is a magic user because he's he's from the Order of the Moth. And the other one is a sentinel from the 13th floor that we probably cannot defeat.
Yeah.
So I would say we should move like towards our goal.
Okay,
I
but I
mean,
think they will attack us if we move, though.
You're probably right.
Like, I see what you're saying, but also I think we're gonna get attacked either way, so... You know, I think we should take advantage of this rage that we're all getting about to go into.
If you want to stay and fight, I'm all for it. We'll back you up 100%. Flebs,
I don't-
what do you think?
We can try and walk away, but if we get attacked, we should keep our guard up, obviously.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think we should just,
Go for a stroll.
run around blindly here. But I think we should at least move towards the path that we need to go.
Yeah,
Okay,
that sounds good.
I'm gonna take my scythe out, though.
Mm-hmm.
not taking anything out. He's gonna use the gauntlet for this fight and for the fight that's about to ensue.
All right. So who's
Can
moving?
we still see? Is the bright light still on?
Is the what? As in your torch?
No, I thought that a light shone down.
It did.
or
That was a binding light, and it's now gone. You are free to move.
It's now dark.
It's darkish, yeah. Like if you wanna see, you're gonna need to use the torch, but you can't have a weapon in the same hand. So it'll be a bit tricky. But who's moving first?
I'll move ahead of the group.
Okay, and you're moving back towards the other entrance, Chewy?
Towards the way we need to go.
Okay. As you do, the spell slinger takes a move against you. And I have it marked down as spell slinger and Dowu. And she yeah, she's gonna try and fire on you. So let me do a roll. Okay. She casts a like a black flame, channels it through her right hand and volleys it at you. And it does just for you. Luckily, it only actually hits you for one harm, like as in one harm that ignores your armor, and your mortality. But as it's arcing up, it hits your gauntlet, and it volleys back and smacks her in the stomach. And it wins her for a moment as you move back.
Okay.
Okay. Callista.
Yeah. Well, Callista is moving forward with Jimmy.
Okay, so you're also moving where Jimmy's going, yeah?
Yeah, I think we're all moving more or less together.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, the 9th Sentinel Moreau is going to take a move. He is going to target Callista.
Okay.
As I think that would be the object of his ire, if you will. Okay. Okay. He completely fumbles it. It's the speed with which you are just like getting there. You are basically able to get back out of dodge as he leans forward and attempts to cleave you with 2 black knives. And he just gets nothing but air as you get away from him very quickly. Flebs.
So he's within flamethrower range?
I would say so.
Okay, I'm gonna attack it.
Alright. Roll a kick smash. Yeah, you get a misfire. Happens to every guy. Don't worry about it. You know, it's nothing to be ashamed of. But you attempt it, and I think it's just the quickness with which you're moving. You're not able to stoke the fire quick enough. Doesn't work. Top of the order, Chewy.
Yes, Jimmy would like to use unflinching vitality.
Okay.
To heal himself of harm.
Yeah, sure. Yep. Give me a roll, bud.
All right.
You try.
God damn it.
And the black flame that hit you, Jimmy, it is running through your veins now. and it is disrupting your very vascular system, and it is stopping you from invoking some of the more normal traits that you have. You realize that you can't rage in the way you normally do as well. You can still rage, but you're not able to lose yourself in it. Whatever is going through you is sapping your energy as Spellslinger Ndowu smiles, and she rolls to cast again. She is going for the face this time, as she volleys those black flames and gets them ready. And yeah, that's what it kicks some ass. Again, she gets a little bit closer, and you put up the gauntlet, and again, it kind of grazes her. It doesn't have the same effect on her it does on you, but she takes 2 more harm, and it is singeing her body, but she's driven to hit you with it, and it clips you over the side of your face, Jimmy, and it is a searing, blinding pain as it hits you for, again, 1 harm.
Jimmy's in trouble.
Yeah. Jimmy's having trouble.
Fine.
Callista.
I'm fine.
Yeah, are we, like, getting any farther? Like, how...
Yeah, you're
how...
backing up. You're backing up towards the, you know, this area that you need to get to these doors.
Okay.
In fact, I'll show you what the
Okay.
doors look like. Just in the interests of fairness.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, because I don't think Callista wants to stop doing that, but, like, how close are the 2 others to them?
You're all pretty close together, I would say. Maybe separated by, like,
Okay.
a couple feet.
So could Callista feasibly, like, hit one of them with the scythe?
Yeah, you'd have to jump in
Or-
for it, but yeah. I think the one you could hit would be the one that's already targeted you, which is the 9th Sentinel
okay.
Moreau.
Okay. Well, then I think Callista will probably do that. Like, they're still probably, like, they're still sticking with the group and trying to back up, but they're probably gonna, like, lunge forward slightly to attack before returning back.
Okay.
So let's just kick some ass, right?
Yeah. Okay. How many harm does that hit for? 3?
Yes.
Yeah, you lean in and you take a really good swipe with the scythe, and you cut across their collarbone. But they forcibly move through the cut. They make it deeper in order to get a slash over your thigh, and you suffer 2 harm.
Okay.
Flebs, what are you doing?
Sorry, me? I'm noticing we're getting a little fucked up here. I'm gonna try and attack again while we're still moving,
Okay.
and I'm gonna shoot the sentinel.
All right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There we go.
Right
harm.
as you do that, Flebs, you are you shooting it with the flamethrower, or is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Flamethrower.
As you do that, you light this guy up, and he screams, and then after a moment, we hear the sound of a bell chiming.
Oh shit.
And everything stops.
There's a clock tower where I live that makes the exact same sound.
If it makes sense as Big Ben, my country needs to sue.
Okay,
Um,
no, not the exact one, but it's really close. It's stressing me out.
and one by one, like, these chimes ring out, and both of these combatants stands up, looks at you, looks at each other, looks out to the entrances, and they both leave. And the door behind you, it begins to open. And a voice calls out from the depths that says, "The 11th hour has passed, and blood tribute has been paid. Entrance to the Grand Cathedral has been granted." And the door opens. And we're going to jump right over to our friends in the other floor.
Of course we are. Okay.
Alright, Scooby-Doo gang. Y'all have gotten the key. And there's about a 15-minute walk. It's pretty zigzaggy. You got to go through some tent areas, got to go through a couple little like alleyways and clearings to get to the hill. Do either of you, I should say, want to talk or like try and talk to any of the closed buildings, like any of the houses, just to try and get a good feel for what anything that's going on in there?
I could not give less of a fuck about those houses.
Interesting. Okay.
In character?
In character? In character or as actual Peach? I gotta know.
In character.
Okay. Trevin, Jericho, what about you? Same thing?
Jericho would like to know like one more, talk to like one more person before we go in.
Okay.
But no, we'll respect the group vibe. If Dahlia doesn't really care that much, we can just keep going towards the.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You arrive at the this like foreboding hill where a rickety tent house stands on top of, and there is a thick metal gate that is not metal gate, sorry, metal door, it's like a fucking bomb shelter door, that is holding the whole thing together.
Foreboding, nice. This has been a really good job making this place look absolutely fucking terrible. Can I use my last question from my?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Can I ask what's the best way to protect the victims?
Yeah, the best way to protect the victims is to get in the house and fix the problem.
All right, I'll turn to Dahlia and Wendy and ask. Okay, so we could do investigating, sleuth things before going directly in, or we could walk up to the front door. I prefer whichever method ends up with all of us being alive, but I'm willing to hear what you guys have to say.
Oh, I'll let Krusty the Clown go first.
Very funny.
Well, you don't seem much up for jokes, so I'm just trying to fill that gap,
You know it'd be really funny? If you shut up. Jericho, I don't care.
I'm happy to go to the door and say hi. In you know, I don't know about you, Jericho, but for me, it's one of those things where I'm how do I say it? Fuck waiting for you to get it on your own. X gonna deliver to you. Knock knock, open up the door, it's real with a non-stop pop-up of stainless steel. I'm happy to go with whatever.
Jericho's having an internal moment where it's like, this was not the best script to bring to the.
I was gonna say.
Robin just kind of puts her hands up like, hey, I mean, if you don't mind my opinion, I say go through the front door. Y'all can't get in through any other side. It's a pretty ironclad place. Professor didn't want nobody coming in and snooping. So your only real way of getting in and out is through that front door.
Have you been inside before?
No, but I know. Well, I've seen the inside from outside when Professor opened his door the first time he moved in. It's the only time he opened the damn door.
Oh my shit. Okay. Thank you, Robin. You're an immense help to this already. Okay. All right.
Robin looks at you and is kind of like gets the impression that, oh, you don't think I'm helpful.
No, I meant that sincerely.
No, didn't sound it.
I'm sorry, my social tac's a bit off. It might be because we may be entering a possible life or death situation, and I still am trying to get evidence for a trial I have to go to.
Wendy's just kind of like, no, it's because he's with me, and chuckles. That's why.
Before I do want to press on. Before doing that, can I roll to like investigate mystery? Like, I'm more along lines of like I want to make sure like it's like there's no, I guess, trap just leading up to the door.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow, nice. Nice. Are you missing
Okay,
angel
so-
dust yet, Jericho?
Everyone here is less like talkative to Callista, and that's saying something. That shit is weird. Out of character. In character though. Can I ask? So on a +10, I get to ask 2 questions. For the first one, can I roll what's being concealed here in the sense of like, is there any trap or magic before or surrounding the house before going?
No, there is magic sort of like on the borders of the house, and you get the impression that that's part of the house's sort of like whatever's inside, but yeah, that's about it.
Great. All right. Well, I look back at the team. If everyone's ready, I think I'm ready. I think I and us here have what it takes to get this done and meet back up with the rest of the team.
Great. I love going into unknown situations that might contain certain death. But hey, at least I'm among good company.
Good company.
Funny company.
Jericho's twitches and it does like a ladies first.
Wendy holds out her hand for the key.
Key?
You were given a key by Dr. Mathers to get through the door.
Wait, do I have it? Wait, I didn't write that down.
Yeah, Dr. Mathers gave it to you.
I give her the key.
Alright. Let's do this. Wendy turns the key in the lock, and you open to a very beautiful home. It is an ornate sort of like upper class house. It's mahogany. There's a beautiful rustic table. But there's a visible like bubble that is encapsulating the back half of the living room, where you see it's like it leads out to a balcony, which is weird because you can actually see the back of the house from the outside, and it's just the bottom of the hill, and then there's more houses, or more tent house cities, but inside the house, it's a balcony with a sheer drop-off on the cliff. And, yeah, that's all you can see before you go into the house properly.
Okay. When everyone ready to meet the professor, as Jericho kind of wants to start cautiously entering the house.
Okay. Dahlia?
Dahlia's just gonna sigh and follow Jericho.
Okay. How far do you get into the house, Jericho?
I want to take a step over the threshold before basically announcing that we're here.
Okay.
Hello, Jericho Branch here. I'm amazing company. Is anyone home?
A voice calls back out to you. Ah, yes. Mr. Branch. I did wonder when you'd turn up. Professor Pitford. At your service. You'll forgive me if I don't come to shake your hand. I'm a little bit indisposed at the moment.
I understand.
Have you got anyone with you?
Yes, we have Robin from the town.
How you do? Hey.
That is
Hey,
Robin,
Professor
yes.
P.
I have my friends and compatriots. We have here Wendy.
Hey, what's up?
We have our newest friend here, Dahlia. She's also newly employed here as well. Say hi.
Charmed.
That's how she says hi where she's from.
That's okay. Lovely to meet you. I hope you don't mind the music I'm obliged to play. It's part of the experiment.
I understand. What exactly is that experiment, sir?
Roll to manipulate someone, Jericho.
Okay.
Oh, this gonna be good. Okay. Well, Mr. Branch, tell me what brought you to this hotel, and I'll tell you what the experiment is about.
The hotel or the floor?
The hotel.
I understand. Well, to make things as clear and precise as possible, I am on trial for doing good things, and now I need to prove that the things that I was doing were de facto good, and thus clear my character, and then I may leave.
Who's putting you on trial?
I don't know. They worship a bug or something. So
The moth.
just casually the moths, yeah.
Wait, you're Jericho branch, yes?
Yep, that is what I have called myself. Yes.
13th Sentinel Jericho branch.
Not exactly wrong, not exactly right from the current situation, as I am not here just destroying shit.
Well, forgive the myriad of questions. Seems we've crossed paths before, Mr. Branch, but that's neither here nor there. The experiment was, commissioned by the concierge. It was one of two sides. The first was to see what effect a psychological virus of a nature could do to a populace. In this case, music, something that you can't see or touch. But there was another half to it. The other half was to determine if the right notes could shift realities. Perhaps bridge the gap between one world and the next. And that is my purpose here. I am not able to leave until my findings have been reported to the concierge. How are the people doing outside?
Not well. I'll tell you what, for the first part of the experiment, I feel like it's a rousing success. Yeah, a lot of people don't know what's happening. A lot of people suffering. Some of them more than others.
You've spoken to them? You interacted with them?
A handful. That's how we found our way to you.
Now that's a fucking lie right there.
Okay, 3 people is a handful of people.
I should make you roll for that, but I'm not gonna. I see. Tell me, have any of you wished you could forget something that you'd seen or done?
In my current position, that might be true already.
Interesting. What about your
Don't
friends? Dahlia, was it?
I'd rather not talk about emotions.
Oh, I didn't say emotions. I said if you would like to forget something.
And I gave you an answer.
Well, I see you're full of vim and vigor.
She's rather sensitive, I've come to notice. I think it's about as good answer you're gonna get.
Mr. Branch, there is a potent issue with your mission and my own, for you want to turn off the music and I cannot.
If I think that's gentlemen, we can come to some kind of agreement, and if we can't, then no hard feelings on my end at least.
Why don't you come to the balcony and we'll talk? Man to man.
Man to man, you're gonna meet me at your door? I won't lie to you, that seems rather rude, sir.
I cannot meet you at the door, Mr. Branch. I'm afraid I'm unable to move from my position.
That's ominous. Okay. I'm just gonna try to discreetly whisper to Winnie Dahlia. Let's get ready in case something doesn't go exactly right here. Be right up. You're not on like you're not in the toilet, are you, or anything like that?
No, I'm just at the balcony. Always at the balcony. So you guys will go up?
Jericho will start motioning his way up.
Okay. Wendy's gonna follow. Dahlia?
I'll follow.
Okay. As you guys go up, the music gets louder, and it really starts to punctuate into your mind, and it starts to make you feel very sick. You get lethargic, you get dizzy. It is not pleasant.
This is with the earbuds in.
This is with the earbuds in, yeah. So you're able to keep going, but it is really starting to permeate. As you go up the stairs, and you see a very messy study. Papers strewn all over the floor. There's some research notes. There's an entire folder on the floors in Hotel Inertia. There's like an entire board, like a what's it called, a wooden cork board with strings attached to some members from the Moth. And there is a man with his back to you, standing over the second floor of this balcony. The windows are open. He is standing next to a record player that is hooked up to a violin, which he's playing out of, as he stares out of the window into the sky. And there are windows on, like 2 separate massive windows on either side of this room, but they are both covered. All 4 of them are covered with a like a curtain.
Is the record playing violin thing where like the kind of audio
Yes.
disease things coming from?
Yes.
Nice little invention you got here. So this is what's causing all the sickness in the tent city.
Yes. I came up with it myself. The concierge liked the idea in theory, but before it was deployed, it was to be done here, in the floor that everybody avoids. It's the, it's known as the sickness melody.
You going with the name yourself, as Jericho wants to also feign like kind of at a distance inspecting the device, but also like to roll to read a bad situation.
Yeah, you can roll a bad situation. I truthfully did not want to name it at all. It's, to give it a simple name, perhaps. Easier. Okay, you got a 10? Nice.
Yes.
Alright. And before you ask me questions, Dahlia, what are you doing?
Can I use the sight as like confirmation that there's something wrong with the sound that's coming out of?
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. While you're rolling for that, Jericho, what are your questions?
Well, while he's pertaining to inspect the device, he wants to know, are there any dangers we haven't noticed yet?
Yes. Dahlia, you got a 7. I know you got another question, Jericho, but remind me, let me just check what a 7 does on sight. Okay, so investigate mystery just gives you... Okay, it just gives you a 7. Okay, so on investigate mystery with a 7, you get 1 question. So you get 1 question from the list on the investigate mystery drop-down.
Oh, okay, I get a question. Okay,
Yep.
Wait, hold on.
Do you want me to read them to you, or do you want me to copy and paste them and put them in the chat?
No, so what was it on? I'm sorry.
It's on investigate a mystery.
Is there a cure?
No, sorry. You've got a it's one of the set questions that's on the list. Because I think for a... Yeah, you only get to ask a general question on a 7 to 9. So it'll be what happened here, what sort of creature is it, what can it do, what can hurt it, where did it go, what was it going to do, what is being concealed here. You get to ask a specific question if you get a 10, which is the flexible alternative one. So it's on your character sheet drop down.
What? No, I see it. I'm just figuring
Oh,
out what I want to ask.
gotcha.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. But keep that question in mind. If you get a 10 later, you could ask that. It's a good question.
What can it do?
What it can do is manipulate minds, as well as make them sick. It can pacify them, and you sense through your sight that it can also make them more aggressive. It has the ability to inhibit the basic instincts of human beings at their most raw. And when you use your sight, Dahlia, you are seeing threads of the music, and it's like where they're all tied to people, like little red bows. Some are angry, some are sad, some are sick, but you can see thousands of them. And I would imagine it concerns you.
Hey, Jericho?
Yes.
I think we need to jump him and take his shoes.
Does he?
Jericho, do you have any more questions to answer?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So after getting the first answer, there's something that I haven't seen. I want to activate the third eye.
Okay.
trait.
Okay.
Make sure it's not literally something that I haven't seen that's invisible.
Yes.
So
You spot it for a moment. You see a mass of black hair, and then it scurries out of your view. It's
hair
outside
like
the
a
window.
thread of hair, like a rabbit hair.
Like Sadako from The Ring hair.
Oh god. Fair.
And it scurries out of the view of the balcony, and it's outside.
That's for the actual question. Can I ask what's the best way to protect the victims?
The best way to protect the victims that you can tell with the information given to you is to stop the music.
Okay.
And as you guys are saying this, he does hear what Dahlia says and says, I would not do that if I were you. The pursuer would... Well, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Is that a threat?
It's
Whisper,
a...
Dahlia, keep the jumping idea on the table.
It's a
What
promise.
is the pursuer?
The pursuer is a creature that is drawn to large quantities of magic. It was drawn to the music because it was laced with suggestive elements. And it will be drawn to the two of you, should you remove me from the equation. It doesn't stop. It doesn't tire. It just feeds.
So it being here, is that also part of the concierge's plan?
Read, you know what, act under pressure, bud.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay. Jericho, you kind of, actually, while you're doing that, Dahlia, give me a sharp roll, please. Oh, bud. Okay. Okay. Dahlia, we'll resolve what happens with you in a minute. Okay, so Jericho, you decide to start taking steps forward, to kind of confront, you start to take a step forward, and as he's talking, Jericho, you discover something horrible. The man that you've been talking to is a hollowed out shell. Eyes and mouth are empty, and the music is not coming from the music player. It is coming from the wind blowing through him. Everything that was within this man has been hollowed out and devoured. And you hear from behind you, "Ah, yes, that's the other thing the pursuer can do. It's remarkably good at stealing voices." And
It's
you
behind me, isn't it?
yeah, you turn around, and it has got Dahlia in its grip. It is an arm underneath the neck, and a mass of black hair is covering its face. It doesn't want you to see its face. It is tall, it's emaciated, and the limbs are sinewy. Wendy is on the other side of the room, and Robin is downstairs. What do you want to do?
Of course Robin's downstairs. I don't care. Of course Robin's downstairs. I'm thinking about this. Okay. Before attempting to beat up and take its shoes, as Dahlia said, I'm gonna juxtapose, continue the parlay, and ask it. Well, one, I'm going to demand, one, put her down.
Mm-hmm.
Two, what do you want?
I'll manipulate someone.
That's a very nice backdrop.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Nice.
It looks at you, sort of shudders and says, "This voice will not last much longer, so I will keep it simple. I want to get out. So break the shell. Let the music stop. And watch me leave to go through the rest of the hotel."
Said the music stops. Said the music stops if they break the shell. What does that exactly mean for the victims out there?
I don't know. I borrow the voice and the last thoughts of the professor, but I am not the professor. You either keep the music playing, knowing they stay sick, or you take the plunge. And it kind of points over the balcony when saying that.
I'll be honest, I don't care about those people.
She says while suspended. So, either internally or kind of out me asking the DM, what are the so like, how does this affect the Jericho trial if I let this thing in tell?
It kind of is up to you. Like, it gets added to a tally, and, I will let you know, when we get there. Like, it will be weighed against you, obviously, but it depends on how you choose to, look at it,
Damn, hold on. I'm sorry, I just need a second to think about
That's
this.
okay.
While he does, I just want to say that I don't know if this was the intention, but you're not on live anymore.
Oh, that's fine. Let me
Okay.
do that right now. I will say
It
we
feels
are.
weird without the music.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I will say we are very close to the end of this session, so this can be something that you think on, for the next session if you also want to. Like if you want to leave it here and come and think on it for, potentially for Wednesday, then we can do that. Or that's an option I'm going to give you. It'll end up just jumping over and finishing early. We'll go with finishing the other team. But it's up to you.
If it's voice like last enough, can I ask you like one more kind of not long set, but just like a couple questions?
Yeah, you got a 14, so I'll let you ask one, and then you'll have to roll for the other.
Okay. The concierge's project is what drew you here, correct?
The concierge's project drew me out. If that is the right way of saying it.
Well, how do you feel about her?
I fear her.
There was a way, if at some point, to take her out of the equation. Would you be willing to help with that?
I think you'd need to roll again for that, if I'm honest.
That's fair. Would it be to manipulate someone again?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. It says, put me in front of her, and with a voice or not, I will serve. There is a place I must go to first. The Cathedral.
Huh. No, small world. I actually might need to go to a cathedral. Might actually want help with that. But no, besides that, sorry. Oh, overstepping. You were being a great help. There might be, more than likely in our not so distant future, we will become the blows of the concierge. At that time, your assistance will be more than welcome.
Very well. And it lets Dahlia go, and you blink, and it's not there. It is still around the building somewhere, but it is not in front of Dahlia anymore, or you.
Ow.
So, sorry about that, friend. Sorry it took so long. But I think we might have just gotten a pretty big boon in the Hotel Inertia. And looking back at the husk, would it just be as simple as like pushing it over the balcony to destroy it, or do I have to like
you could push over the balcony, but if you go near that balcony, you're gonna have to roll to act under pressure.
Fuck that! I'm not doing that.
Not because you're gonna fall, but because there's obviously something there.
Okay, got you. Then at that point, can I just like use wind/entropy just to push it with magic?
Yeah. Roll use magic.
Fuck. Awesome.
Okay. Yeah. You knock it over, and it bursts, and there's like a sonic boom that ripples through the it kind of like ripples through the area, and there's an uncomfortable silence. And yeah, it's over. I'm just gonna leave no music on for a minute. And Robin runs up and kind of looks around and doesn't seem to share your enthusiasm. Is kind of like, that was the professor, weren't it?
Robin, you.
Oh shit. Oh shit. And they run out of the building before you could say a word.
That was ominous. If Dahlia's cool, then I'm okay to start leaving.
Yep, we out this bitch.
You you go out and you go down towards the door and it is pulled shut before you can go out, and that voice calls out again and says, "You don't want to see what's going on out there. Up on the balcony, I will create a path for you to go to the cathedral. If you do not want to see the consequences of your actions, do not look out the windows before you jump." What do you
I
do?
thank you for being considerate of my feelings, but I think I've walked away from my actions for too long. I mean, before I will take you up on your offer to go to Cathedral, but for myself, I think I have to see.
Dahlia?
Anything that gets me off of this floor, I'm cool with.
So you're going to look as well? So, as you look out the window, you are hit with the realization that sometimes there is no good choice. Sometimes decisions are made and nobody wins. Because without the music to keep the residents indoors, they are out of their tents in droves, mercilessly slaughtering each other. They are violent, they are feral, and they are unstoppable in their rage. And you aren't hit with a, "Oh my god, this is all my fault," so much as a, "What else could we have done?" And the last thing you see before you go upstairs is Grandma Gertrude sitting in her rocking chair as a crazed member of the town raises a large rock above their head behind them.
No.
And I'm assuming at that moment you look away and jump.
I kind of know he can't do anything about it. Jericho will just confine himself to try to not look away. As well, he doesn't think that he doesn't think that what's happening here is all his fault, but he still wants to make the mental note of the actions taken, his part in them, and basically what the fallout of all of it was.
Okay. Dahlia?
Dahlia just stares blankly and watches it happen.
Wendy watches as well, and then shrugs and just says, "I think you've seen it all." Huh. And she is the first to jump off the balcony and into a portal.
Jericho will turn back. Will turn back to the portal and begin to jump, and just kind of think to himself, "She made really good soup. She deserved better."
And we're going to jump back over real quick as we wrap up to our gang standing in front of the now open door to the Grand Cathedral.
So we can now choose to go the different directions.
You can, or you can go straight up. You don't know if those guys are on either side of those routes that you took.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys want to do? I say we walk in.
Yeah, I'm with you, Flebs. I say we move into where we need to go.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, that was my cat.
That's all right. God damn it, Julia. Honestly.
Yeah.
Julia,
Or-
no.
Bottle.
Okay. So yeah, you guys go up towards the Grand Cathedral, which is this beautiful building that is steeped in twilight, and you are in awe of the size of this building as you take in its majesty, and right at the back near the altar is a woman, a young woman in a white garb, clutching a something to her chest, with great passion and piety. You're far too far away to see what it is and far too far to talk to her, but you sense that this is where you need to be.
Okay.
I think as in last time, we should let Flebs approach her as again.
Okay, I like how I'm the social one.
Well, you're the only one that
It's funny.
you're the only one that appears human, though.
True.
That's why I keep saying that, because you're the, they're less likely to be afraid of you than if me or Callista would try to approach them. But I mean, that's your call as well. I mean, if you want
Yeah,
to, you
yeah,
can
I'll
do that.
go
If
up.
not, I guess we can figure out another way. Throw rocks at her or something.
Yeah,
Okay. Why is that the backup?
that'll
plan?
work.
I don't know. That's
I can plan.
Throw chairs
All right.
at her then?
Don't let Jimmy communicate with her.
Okay, so do I have to roll anything as I walk up to her, or walk up and say hi?
I mean, this is not I should stress, this is like a 2-3 minute walk. This is a huge chapel. Huge.
Okay.
So, are you gonna let Flebs walk on his own through this, or?
No.
Probably not.
Can I read a bad situation?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, it's totally fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Nah. I would say on that sort of situation, you hear a voice call out, and it is Flebs' brother, sort of all around you, and it says, "I know why you're here. The depths you will go to prove your friend is of upstanding and just character. Yet I have just seen him commit an atrocity. Very well. If these are the lengths you will go to, then let's bring everybody back together." And a portal opens up above you that drops, like, not unceremoniously, but like Jericho, Wendy, and Dahlia down around you as the room begins to glow a bright red, and it is becoming more and more of a like, I would argue, like an intense situation, as this voice is growing in stupor and power, and it says, "If you really value this man's life over that of the innocence of which you condemn to an untimely, unseemly, unceasing amount of suffering and death, then let us dispense with the trials and the tribulations. If you wish to gain this piece of evidence, then you will slaughter an innocent." And the young woman at the back of the building, clad in white clothing and sort of clutching at something, Jericho, make a sharp roll.
Okay.
Did we hear what Callista heard? Or it was just Callista?
No, all of you heard that. It is all around you.
Oh, okay.
So you know this is your brother talking.
Yeah.
So got an 8. Okay. Trying to think how I want to play this. Okay. Jericho, you there's something about this person that really kind of rings with you, but you're not at this stage able to discern who it is. It's on the tip of your tongue, but it's not there. But you do know that whatever this man is saying is true. This is an innocent, and he says, "I want you to watch the corruption take over her. I want you to do what you do best. You are hunters. You will hunt. You will kill. And you will leave. And I will be left to pick up the pieces and resurrect." And he clicks his fingers, and this young woman starts to writhe and shake as her body starts to twist and contort and stretch, and she starts screaming, and she lands on all fours as she grows in size and gait and begins to resemble something akin to a wolf or a beast, as her white garb starts to grow with her, and the hair grows longer, the nails grow longer, the ribs jut out, the skin grows emaciated, and she is a towering, 60-foot beast bathed in red light, and she screams. And the voice laughs and says, "You shall face Vicar Emilia. I'm sure Wendy could tell you much about her. After all, blood is thicker than water." And Wendy looks on in sort of shock, and it dawns on her right as this creature screams and runs for you, and three words leave her mouth. "That's my sister."